It's time for us to go live, so rep your city. I really would appreciate if y'all roll with me. Feeling this music cause it makes me wanna step. And if you don't wanna do, then you lying to yourself. Cause every time we party, we gon' have fun. I don't know about you, but I'ma rep where I'm from. The south side of the CHICAGO. Ain't gotta be related to me, but you're my people. We all equal, no big eyes and little you. Cause if you're from the shy, then that means we all crew, right? Right? I knew you would agree, like my man Black Ice and big homie JMD. Shout out to Spree for blessing me with this track. So just put it on loop, rewind and play it back. I made this for you cause Chi-Town is my home. Cause this is your joint, no lie, this your song, come on.
Welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city of the Chi, this is your joint right here, no lie, no lie. Welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city of the Chi, this is your joint right here, no lie, no lie. Play the red line like Solo, walk like DA, command like the General. Salute to all the DJs, throw this in your favorite, put this on replay. I'ma run it back, this a hip hop relay. Let's slow it down, move to a smooth pace. My flow straight, might end up in your place, in your space, spitting bars in your face. I don't waste no time, I'm getting paid. I'm the only one that can stop my flow. I show up every day cause this all I know. I create, I produce, yeah, I put on a show. What's your name? Mugshot, player, there you go. Like Nate and Luda, I got area codes. I'm in and out of state doing music for dough. While y'all fake working in the area, yo, I'm screaming Chi-Town until they bury me, bro. Come on, welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city of the Chi, this is your joint right here, no lie, no lie. Welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city of the Chi, this is your joint right here, no lie, no lie.
Let the DJ spin the record while I control the mic, and let's celebrate like this the last night of your life. You see the lights every time we take flight. Day and night, our skyline be so bright. Wow, it's beautiful, no other place like this. The only city you leave and you get homesick. What's wrong with all the world thinking we don't show love when we in the club and just be shooting each other up?
Like that at all.
I rep my city, something that I do regularly. Been around for a while, but now I'm a new celebrity. Cameras on me, guess it's something like an interview. Asking me questions like, what is you finna do? Nothing trivial, nothing too complicated, nothing subliminal, nothing you gotta X-rated. So put your hands up, cause finally we made it. Windy City, this for you, can you appreciate it?
Welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city of the Chi, this is your joint right here, no lie, no lie. Welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city of the Chi, this is your joint right here, no lie, no lie, no lie.
Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the RYC Live show this evening. This is Throwback Thursdays once again, and I am Artistic, your host for tonight. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. We thank you. Please like, share, and comment on this broadcast tonight. We are in a new year. This is 2021. We made it. All praises to the Almighty himself for allowing us to make it to see another year. Blessings to everyone and to the entire RYC Live family and team. I want to say peace to my homegirl lyricist out in the Twin Cities, to my homeboy, Mr. RYC Live himself, and also to Lady Alicia. Yeah, we do what we do each and every week. And once again, we coming to you live on the RYC Live set. So tonight, as we always do, we got a special guest. We have a man, a legend, a Chicago legend in the music game. This man is a producer. He is a DJ. He is a rap recording artist. Just pioneering in the game of house and hip house right here in Chicago. So, I wonder, do y'all think y'all know who he is? Okay, pioneer of hip house, and he got some other things going on, and we're going to learn a little bit about his story tonight, live, bringing it to you live right here on the RYC Live set. Without further ado, let's welcome the man, Mr. Tyree Cooper.
Word. Undabo. No.
What's up? And before we get started, I just want to shout out to our homegirl, Sundance, checking in. Sundance, we say hello and salute.
Peace,
all
queen.
Right?
Peace, queen.
Yeah. Word up, and peace out to my homeboy DJ V8 checking in. Word. So let's get started, man. So hey, man, you know what? Welcome to the RYC Live show. It's been a long time in coming. My man, Mr. RYC Live speaks well of you and your contributions to the game here in Chicago. And hey, yo, man, I'm privileged to sit here tonight to meet you and to get to know a little bit about your history, man. I'm excited. Hopefully, we can bring some flavor to the viewers. Sundance checking in, say hey. She say hello, Tyree.
Yeah. What up, queen? Peace, queen.
So what I like to do,
Anthony Thomas, like I promised. Peace, big brother.
Yeah. So what I usually like to do is kind of go back with our guests, because this is the Throwback Thursday, and so tonight we're going to be talking about your history and your contributions. So let's go back. So when did you actually start in this game, this music game?
Like around the turn of the century, like 1929, right when the stock market crashed. I was down there, up in there when the rest of the folks was it was like I think it was like my last year of high school, like around 82, 83, I got introduced to the scene. Like my friend Lamont, who I used to play ball with up at the Southtown YMCA. And Hugo H actually is the one that really got me started, along with this guy named, I wouldn't know him. His name is Norman Johnson, Sean Elbert Johnson, the Johnson family. The first ones that when I knew what any of this was, man, I saw turntables and speakers and stuff, and that shit was loud. And I'm like, oh man, I could do this. And so the younger brother, Sean, we used to play ball at the church. He said, yeah, you could do this. I'm like, yeah. Mind you, all I knew was putting the record on at mom's crib and playing it. Sean was in this more boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. Dude, it was so loud and horrible. I was like, nah, I got to learn how to do this. So I asked Hugo to teach me. Now we class of 83, so high school, he said, yeah, I know how to do that. So I'm like, yo, teach me. Then I thought about it, I'm like, Hugo, you don't know how to DJ, dude. We went to the playground where I was really introduced to the game, like, the party side, because I was just a basement party going to individual. I mean, I come from basketball was my whole thing, right? I played ball. I shot ball like you drink water, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was a ball playing individual. And when I went to that first party, like the playground, it blew my mind, man. It just took me there. So shout out to Hugo, shout out to my man Lamont for introducing me, and Sean and Elbert and Noman, and I can't think of the other brother that was down there. They had this equipment. Yeah, that was my first round, 82, 83. To answer your question, 82, 83. I was a ball player, bro. That was it.
Okay. So let me ask you, what high school did you go to?
The truth or the lie?
The truth.
I started out at Simeon Vocational.
Okay.
And then I transferred to Harper High School. So I graduated from Harper High School.
Okay. And now, what area or neighborhood were you from? Obviously on the south side, but what area?
Inglewood.
Nice.
Yeah,
So we always try to get a little perspective, to let people know, about our artists, where they come from, if they didn't know already.
Right. Well, I'm from the Inglewood area, man. I'm originally from the West Side. I originally grew up on the West Side, K-Town, Lawndale, or like West Garfield, Lawndale, that area and stuff. But because I claim both, but I got my education from the South Side, from Inglewood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's great, man. So you got your introduction, and I mean, at the time that when you got were you at all listening to the radio, to some of the other DJs that were prominent at that time?
Yeah, okay, listen, like around 80, like I think it was my sophomore, junior year in high school. Herb Kent and Purvis Spann used to do the Purvis Spann or Herb Kent used to do the Punk Out Hour, like around 1981. I just thought it was one long ass record playing for like 30 minutes to an hour. I had no idea what they were doing. Herb Kent was pretty much the same thing. So I mean, like, no, I had no clue. No, I had no clue, bro.
Okay.
I really didn't. I was brand new. Like I said, I was from a whole different mindset. I'm thinking NBA. I'm not thinking DJ. So
what about because 82, 83, those were pivotal years for BMX. I wasn't a DJ back then, but I definitely remember listening to BMX and hearing those cats rock on the weekend, on a Friday and Saturday night.
Man, Farley, Kenny Jason. I thought Kenny Jason was black. I thought the brother was black. I kid you not. Farley was always the dude, because when I got a chance to go to the playground and see Farley, then I was sold. I was really in. I'm like, oh man, nah. And then, like I said, Hugo told me he can do that, and we did school one day, and he actually showed me. I'm like, nah, dog, I got to be able to do this, man. Nah, but the other side of me was still, I was still into hooping. I was still, man. Up until I graduated, I was still on basketball. I mean, I was going around the colleges. I was in. I made the city all-star team like 1983 unofficially. You know,
right?
Unofficially, because if you know somebody, hey, that's a shoe-in.
Right.
So I knew the guy. I knew the referee who was the coach of the city all-stars at Chicago State, and I asked him if he could help me get into college. He said, "Yeah, man. But you got to play a few games so I can see if you got game." Whatever,
Right.
So I played a few games, and prior to that, like from 1980 to like 83, I used to go to Chicago State every summer. So I'm looking at Mark Aguirre, Quinn Buckner, Isaiah Thomas, all these future Hall of Famers. I'm sitting there looking at them in the stands like, I'm gonna be on that court one day. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be with them. Doc Rivers, the whole nine. Boy. Anyway.
Wow. Okay. So so you're in high school, right? Because I know high school was a pretty important nurturing ground for all of us, whatever craft we were in. High school is kind of what kind of really pushed us, to kind of further it and take it more serious. So what was it like for you when that music started? Obviously, like you said, you were listening to the radio and you had already been introduced by other, people. But what was it that kind of really pushed you over the cliff, so to speak, to kind of take this thing, like make this a career for yourself?
Oh well, that's a 9-part answer, but I try to sum it up. Okay, the most pivotal point was my freshman year in college. Like I went to University of Wisconsin Stout up in Menominee, Wisconsin. Cold in them, and it was already August, September, and it was cold up there, man. It was cold, so I'm like, nah, funk that. I'm gonna come home, Mama. I'm coming home, right? And I said, I'll go to Kennedy King. Hugo was at Kennedy King. I talked to the coach. So I had somebody I kind of knew. So the coach is like, yeah, son, we're going to, you'll make the team, no doubt, no problem. So right before when I say right before preseason, bro, I mean, we talking like weeks before preseason. I went through the whole conditioning, I got my nose broken by the other starting point guard. I'm grinding. I'm doing a whole 9. At that point, I looked at myself because I hung out in the radio with Hugo and Walter Get Down Brown and Lil Jon and, all these great DJs, man. George Little, Greg Winfield, all these great DJs, man. I'm hanging around them going, I want to be up here. And then, too, Leonard Remix Roy was like an influence to me as well, right? Because he was the first big DJ I could touch. Like, I could talk to him. Mm-hmm. Funny story. When I used to practice, he used to turn the sound down on me because I was too loud and couldn't mix. But it didn't matter. So college for me, man, was like when I hung out with Pink House, all our humans out there say, when I hung out with Pink House and Hugo and all the rest of these cats, man, I'm like, they're having fun. I went to the Coach Rhodes, man. I quit. Here's my uniform. I quit. He looked at me, he was like, son, you're throwing your life away. You have a promising career. I can get you in any college you want to, all the good stuff. And the assistant coach was like, I don't know if I can say these words. He's like, yeah, you throwing your life away, boy. You gonna be up here with all these DJs doing that stuff. Man, I can get you in. What college you want to go to? I can get you anywhere. You got a problem with your grade? I'm like, this is an NCAA violation somewhere, and I'm not gonna get caught up in this, man. So I'm like, I quit. And coach looked at me. I looked back at him like, son, you throwing your life away. And I kid you not, 2 years, 83, 84. By 85, yeah, I'm already on the circuit. You know what I'm saying? I'm already on the circuit DJing, getting my name out there, trying to put in work, as far as a DJ. I've always been associated with KKC and Friday Night Audio with like Brian and like Hugo and them, but I was never on this radio station, but I always hung out with them because these are my friends, my brothers. So I got my chops. I got my chops at WNUR up in Evanston.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh, man, I used to take my records from 60. I stayed 65th and Laughlin. I would take a crate of records from 65th and Laughlin to Dempster and what is it? Yeah, Dempster Avenue in Evanston.
Mm-hmm. Every
weekend, every Friday. My man Prince Easy Lee. Shout out to Prince Easy Lee, Larry Lair.
Yes, sir.
Bob Lee. Shout out to these brothers because they open their arms to an unknown. I mean, literally. Yeah, I shot ball, but man, you don't think nobody know you from shooting ball, man. If you're not, the high school player of the year and these kinds of things. So them brothers open up their doors and like, yeah, man, come on down and mix, man. So that's why I got my chops at WNUR back in like 80 into 83, 84.
How did you hook up with the DJs at WNUR if you lived on the South Side?
Phone call.
Oh, phone call. I mean, but were you able to get NUR from the South Side? No. I mean, like, so in other words, how did you know about them?
You know how you do, man. You get your ear, you put your ear to the ground, you hear things, and I heard that there was DJing on the radio, and so I was like, I bet. I don't care. I didn't care. You drive along Lakeshore Drive. By the time you get to 31st Street, KKC used to cut off, and then you get NUR.
Right.
So hanging out,
Okay,
hanging out with
gotcha.
my brothers like my boy Jeff, Jammin' Jeff, my boy Fred and Kurt from JFC, who really put me in their crew. I mean, I just got love from different people, man. So they put me in their crew, JFC. I got, learn how to DJ a little bit. And by the time I got to WNUR, I was trying to get it, So yeah, the brothers just opened their door, Chablis and the whole nine, man. They just like, yo, dog. That's why I met Eric. That's why I met E Smooth at is WNUR. Right. I mean, that brother go back like a long way back.
That's what's up. That's interesting. So what year did you graduate out of high school?
83, class of 83.
83. Okay. All right. And then, like you said, you started working with them at NUR and getting your name out, and then it just started. At that point, you was pretty much done with basketball, right?
For the most, like the seriousness of it, yeah. I mean, I played church ball to keep, just to keep in shape and to keep that I could hoop. We won a few championships, that was cool, but my mind was somewhere else, bro. My mind was like, I'm not finna go to the NBA. And like I said, it kind of started like, it really, the whole dream of NBA stuff really started like my year when this guy named Forrest Glenn, who if anybody know basketball, Forrest Glenn was the dude. He was the dude. If you want to go to college and you play ball, Athletes for Better Education, the camp was called AFB, right? My man Nate Brooks, I met him there. Two of Isaiah Thomas's cousins and stuff. My cousin Clado, man, it was just a whole bunch of people, man, that I later on ran into in life. We were all youngsters, man, in basketball camp.
Okay.
Trying to get in the NBA. So it kind of started there. And when Forrest Glenn say, if you're 7 foot to 6'8", you have a 1 in 5,000 chance. And then by the time he got to my height, you have a 1 in 1,000 chance. By the time he got to my height, it was 1 in 10,000. I was like, wow. Man, I ain't gonna make it to no NBA with 1 in 10,000. I thought I was good, but shit, obviously I wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? So I just left it alone, man. And from that point on, man, like even in high school, I didn't play my senior year. I elected not to play. Still got a scholarship because when you understand the game, I know you're gonna get to this later. When you understand the game, it don't matter which game it is. You figure out how to maneuver within the game, within the confines or the constructs of the game, right? You don't piss nobody off. You don't have beef with nobody. You don't do anything that's going to hinder your chances of making it. So I applied that to DJing, just like basketball. I have a friend. I recently befriended him on Facebook. We used to lie to our parents, man. We used to go to college. We'd be all out of state, going to colleges, trying out for college basketball teams, playing against their best players. We just in high school. We all up and down Illinois, Indiana, New Jersey. We everywhere, dog. We everywhere. Lying to my mother. I'm staying at my friend Larry's house for the weekend. Well, I'm gonna be at my cousin Derman's house for 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. So yeah, I just got it in. And then like, no, I can't do that no more.
Okay. So, let me paint a picture for you. So Chicago, is very unique when it comes to music and really, fashion and art and all those other elements. But pretty much when it comes to the music, we had two dominant forces kind of going on at the same time and developing at the same time. And that was house and hip hop. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And so, I remember 1984 specifically, I pretty much was into the hip hop real heavily. And in 1984, breakdancing was real popular. And, I was a part of that. I was a part of that movement. But also at the same time, house music was on the rise. So, I remember the forces of between the two kind of competing. to some degree in Chicago. Now, Jesse Saunders released that song "On and On" in 1984. Right? We used to go up to the skating rink on 87, the rink over on 87 to skate on the weekend.
I'm surprised we didn't run into each other. I'm surprised we didn't. Boy, Little Jam and John and what's my man Dwayne Jackson, I think that's his name. Man, he probably kill me. Dwayne, he was 3 DJs up there that play up there. Man, me and Mike Dunn and I used to live in that place. Matter of fact, I'm about to trip you out. I even like I was so getting into the scene. I had I formed two dance clubs. One was at the playground, was called the DOD Boys, right?
Okay.
And then by the time I stopped going to the playground and was going to the rink, Mike Dunn and I started this club called Bostage.
Okay.
We started this club called Bostage at the rink zone. Wow. So yeah, man, Mike Dunn and I was up in that place. We was Leonard Remix. What he was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He was Jesus. Man. He couldn't do no wrong.
Now those were 2 different locations, right? The ring zone was different from the ring, right?
No. Okay, look. Okay, back in like 83, 84, 85, the original rink zone was on 87, 88, 89th and Ashland. Then it moved over east, right? Okay. But the original one was on Ashland. And that's where we party at. That's where if you lived on the south side and you couldn't, you wasn't going down to the playground, you was at the rink zone, dog. And Leonard Roy was that dude. Gotcha. You had to go see Leonard.
Yeah. That's what's up. So, okay. So moving ahead. So now, 85 come and, things are happening, and then by 86, you released your first single, correct?
Yeah, but see, that was a whole process. All right, look. Okay. A little bit more about Tyree. My freshman sophomore year in high school, I was in Simeon's concert and marching band. So I played instruments, right? I played the concert flute, the clarinet, trumpet, and a little saxophone, right? Okay. Just off the cuff because it was something to do, and I could get a good grade in music because I needed a grade to play basketball. So music was easy for me. It was to sit down and play Winter Wonderland or Finlandia or any one of these Tchaikovsky, Beethoven type pieces, man, was a piece of cake. I just had to sit and read the note. And then I tried out for the All City Band in my freshman and sophomore year of high school. And mind you, I only picked up the instrument that year I entered high school. So music was easy. But house music was a whole nother you dig. So by the time it was time for when Jesse, sometimes you go, man, if he can do that, I can do it. So Farley was that inspiration to me. So when I heard funking with the drums, I'm like, oh, hell no, I can do this. Now, mind you, Jesse Saunders was right before that, but listen to Farley, I was like, oh, no, I can do this, dog. I can do this. So this guy named Kevin at this church on 35th, around 35th in Indiana, 36th in Indiana, he used to have a studio down there. So my first attempt at trying to make a house record was in that studio. And I wasn't used to drum machines. I knew music like the back of my hand, but a drum machine was like, what do you mean? So, my 4 to the floor was off. Peace, King, Uncle Hood. My 4 to the floor was off. So he showed me how to put the 1, 2, 3, 4. And I asked my 3 of my friends who used to party with my homegirl Buffy, Crystal, and Sam. So I did an S&M record in church. It was I was trying to be like Sensuous Black Man, Sensuous Black Man, I want you, I was trying to make that kind of record. It didn't come out like that. So that was my first attempt. So by the time after the night, we met Marshall Jefferson. We all met Hugo, Mike Dunn, and myself. We met Marshall Jefferson. So we paid Marshall like $20 to borrow his drum machine. So we had it for 6 months. We supposed to have it for a week for $20. You know what I'm saying? we was some track making for $20. Matter of fact,
right.
Move Your Body probably would have been made with an 808, but we had that mug at that time. So I borrowed it. Asked my sister to write the song based off of the power plant thing. I was like, yeah, okay, we can do something like that. So my sister wrote a song after the night. I went down to DJ International again, picking up the phone, calling record companies, you know, trying to learn the business from the backside, not really asking Jesse or Farley, because I used to call Farley, man. He used to hang up the phone on me. He'd be like, man, I'm not click. Oh, but I was asking, look, man, if you don't know nobody, you'll hang up the phone too. Somebody call you out.
Yeah.
You know, it's regardless if somebody's in your mom's neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, getting it in, and everybody, peace, Ricky Lenore, peace, brother. If you in your mom's neighborhood and you the DJ getting it in, if somebody call you out the blue, you gonna hang up the phone too. I'm like, no, but I'm so used, like I said, I was used to doing that to get in colleges, right? To get to the coach. I got free gym shoes that way. I had a jersey from Fresno State, bro, the whole year dig. I had Loyola Marymount whole jersey, warm up in the whole 9. A free Adidas my entire high school career, Nikes, the whole, picking up the phone, calling coaches. So I did the same thing with Farley. Like, yo, man, I'm a DJ. You know, woo, woo, woo. He's like, man, I don't give a click. So fast forward a couple years after that.
Hey, Tyree.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
let's actually take a listen to that single that came out, I Feel the Night. Let's take a listen to that.
All right, right on.
I feel the night. I feel the night. I feel the night.
Wow. Man, you know, listening to that, just that right there brings back so many memories. Because again, now I didn't go to the rink zone, but we went to the rink. So that was the second one after they moved on, because it was over like near Cottage Grove, you know, over in that area.
On 87.
Yeah, exactly. Man, and you know,
again,
we
that place. Look, I played ball. Under the other side of the railroad tracks is Dolphin Park. I used to play ball with Tim Bankston and Simeon all day long. All day long.
Yeah,
man, dude, that was.
But
man,
but you know, I'm thinking back of when we used to go. It used to be, because you know, some people love to skate. I wasn't really a skater. I was just learning how to skate. But I remember it was always a place where, we were teenagers, so it was a place to come hang out, meet girls, obviously girls meeting guys, and house music was dominant. When they played that music, man, some of those songs. I mean, on the skaters had the B's on the skate floor, but then you had the dance floor where the house music just took over.
Right. Peace to my sister Alicia. Peace to her. She checked in.
Yes.
But at the same time, but like when I took that record to DJ International, because Mike Dunn and Hugo, we were all, like I said, we still to this day, we're still brothers. We all chipped in and kind of put the record together. But by the time I got to the studio, when I went to DJ International to play the demo to him, I didn't remember the patterns that we had for the song. So I had to recreate that entire song in the studio. I had to sit and literally listen to the tape. Some of it I got right, a lot of it I got wrong. And put together and re-put that and reconstruct that record. And when the record came out, Rocky Jones did the mix and blamed it on me for being offbeat.
Oh wow!
I had no idea. I had no idea what I was doing in the studio. It was my first time we talking about 48 tracks, and we only had 8 tracks to work with out of the 808 drum machine. No keyboard, no bass line, no nothing. Just 8 tracks and a voice and some sound effects. 10 tracks. Wow. So I was brand new. I had no idea. Dub C.
Got the legends checking in. Big up to Dub C's.
But see, Dub C, again, like Dub C, JMD, and Top Dog, man. These are my brothers. I've known them, man. We known each other, man, for pretty much all our life, dog. And South is a special thing. But anyway, by the time I Fit a Night came out, I didn't think nobody was gonna like it because I played it for Rocky Jones. He played that demo 5 times, and the demo was 15 minutes long.
Oh wow!
It was half of a 30-minute cassette tape.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just one track, and we played that mug that long. Wow. So when Rocky Jones heard it, he's like, Ty, you need some strings on that. I'm like, strings? The record don't need no strings. It need to be put out. Benji, him was out there. Say Benji used to be he was really DJ International, if you ask me, but he was the distributor. He's like, Rocky, put the record out. Just put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Ralphie Rosario, I thought Farley was going to be the first one to play it. Or Ralphie Rosario was the first one to play it. And I lost my mind, dog. I'm running through the house. Like I didn't want $1 million. Ralphie Rosario playing my record. And then Farley, Kenny, Mickey, everybody in succession. Wow. Played my record. That was the first time I went, wow. I got I got a record on the radio and stuff. And still brand new to the business, but just to see it go from thought to material blew my mind. Then I was in from that record. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was in. I'm house. I'm all the way house. I'm too house.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what. Okay, so tell us how you came into basically formulating this bond with Fast Eddie. How did Fast Eddie you and him become friends and become into this picture?
Okay, look, it's a journey. Look, from what, because this is all, man, when I say this is all in pretty much one calendar year, I mean from 84 to 85, because I met Fast Eddie in like late 84, no, mid 85, because we were in the DJ battle, and I wanted to have more notoriety. So I would again call promoters like, "Hey man, I'm Tyree Cooper from the South Side, blah blah blah." I would indulge a little bit or lie. However you want to say it. I'm the top DJ on the South Side, man, and blah blah blah. And this guy, Quick Claude, used to say, Quick Claude had a DJ battle on the west side of Mr. G's, and
Okay.
and Lil Dexter, Lil Mickey, Dwayne, what's my man? Dwayne from Front Row. I can't think his name. Dwayne something from Front Row. Please forgive me. They were all in this DJ battle, but it was supposed to have been for 19 and under. I'm sorry, it would have been 16 and under. I was 19. I didn't care. I didn't care. I just wanted to be in the battle, so I can get some notoriety. That was my whole thing. Cause like when you play ball, like I said, I associated everything with shooting ball.
Okay.
Because you don't go. You want to be the best. You got to play against the best. You can't sit in your comfort zone and be like, I'm the man. I can do this. No, you got to go against the best. So I figured on the west side, I was pretty much a shoe-in. I didn't work out like that. Fast Eddie was 14. I thought he was a girl at first because the dude had a jerry curl down to his back. So I thought it was a girl with a white flight suit on and everything. Come to find out, that dude was it. So how we became friends, another mutual friend we had, his name was Vic Johnson. He and I, me and Vic used to talk shit all day long. All day. When I say talk, we talked all day long. Just who's best, what side was the best, north side was better. So he's like, man, I can get Fast Eddie, and me and Fast Eddie take on you and your boy, any one of your boys. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, me and Mike Dunn to take you and Fast Eddie on. I'm like, and look, we ain't battling for free. Well, what you talking about? Nigga, we put up $1,000. Now, mind you, I could only write $1,000 on a piece of paper.
Right.
Did not have that at all. Didn't even make that kind of money back then, right? I'm talking shit like, man, Mike Dunn to fuck you and Eddie up. Eddie on the telephone listening. You know that old three-way calling?
Yeah.
Eddie on the phone listening to this shit, right? So I'm talking mad shit because Mike Dunn back then, Mike Dunn was like real good with tricks and everything. He, anything that Farley could do or Leonard Roy could do, Mike Dunn was like, he was that dude. He could do all that on the ones and twos. So I'm like, shit, I can blend my ass off. Mike Dunn can do the tricks. Shit, we winning. I don't even know who Fast Eddie was until we saw each other. I'm like, hey, when you at that DJ battle? He said, was I at it? I won it. I'm like, what? When I heard him on WGCI, I said, thank goodness. We didn't battle this month. Because his first tape, man, he was playing Faces drums backwards and mixing something in at the same time. I had never heard no DJ do that up until that point. He was killing it. So I'm like, all right, cool.
And this is Fast Eddie you talking about, right?
Yeah. Scratching in the whole nine, dog. I'm like, this one was incredible. So I like, so all right, cool, dude. We friends. So how about we do a record together? He's like, whatever, fool. Just come by the house. He stayed up on the west side, up on Lawndale, somewhere off Chicago Avenue in Lawndale. Like, come by the house, fool. I'm like, all right, bet. He about 15 at this time. So, all right, cool. We go by the house. I said, what record you want to do? I'm telling him, he's telling me, what record you want to do? I'm like, you play keyboards? He's like, yeah, I can play a little around. He can mess around a little bit. I'm like, fuck it, let's do Bad Luck from Harold Miller and the Blue Notes. And call it House Luck, right? He's like, okay. But he played me another song that he had called Pump It Up. Now, I Fit a Night was out, and he had a record that was about to come out called Pump It Up, which turned out to be Can You Dance? And it's the exact same record. So we're not kind of connected at that level. We was just cool. And he would drive from the west side to the south side to come check out my parties. And mind you, this is Fast Eddie on the radio on the south side coming to my parties. We hanging out, right? And from that moment on, we just took it and we have been friends from that point on. So, that's kind of how we met.
Okay. So for the record, who started hip house?
Oh, that's easy. Fast Eddie. That's no brainer. That's a no brainer.
Okay.
He,
Okay. All right.
he was like he was like if I can remember correctly, you have to ask him, but if I remember correctly, he didn't want to do house music no more. He had stepped away from the whole house scene for about a year, and another mutual friend of ours named Jack Starlin or Jammin' Jack was saying, "Man, you got to check out Fast Eddie, man. He's rapping and he's doing this, that, and the third." I'm like, "When did you find Eddie at? Because he just dropped off the face of the earth." Man, you got to listen to Eddie, man. So when he came back down to DJ International, he told Rocky, "Man, I'm not doing no more house, man. Unless you're doing hip hop, that's when you want to make a record." Rocky, I guess Rocky kind of put him in the corner, like, you know, I don't know, put him in the corner, like, you got to do this because you're signed, whatever. So he mucked about and did a couple of house records. And next thing I know, he did this Yo-Yo Get Funky and was like, "Dude, who is that rapping?" He's like, "Stop playing." I'm like, no. Seriously, who is that rapping? See, that's me. "Oh, no. Dude, you got skills like that?" "Oh, what piece, Queen?" Like, "Dude, you got skills like that?" He's like, "Man, yeah, dude." And that was it. So I kind of left that alone. Like, that's Fast Eddie's thing, right? You know, like that's his thing. I don't really want nothing to do with that. I'm doing deep house and, you know, keeping my South Side roots to you know what I'm saying, to keep, you know, like we was all into the deep music, disco, deep tracks and the whole nine in Chicago, you know. I was keeping that up. Rocky, on the other hand, was like, Rocky and Benji was like, "Hey man, you got to do a record like Fast Eddie." "Dude, I'm not doing a record like Fast Eddie, man. That's Fast Eddie, man. I'm not." I said, No, you should give it a try. Because up until that point, I don't know if anybody know what a studio rat is. A studio rat is someone that stays in the studio all the time. I didn't see no sunlight. I saw only darkness, because by the time I went in the studio, it was dark. By the time we came out, it was, you know, daylight savings time was kicking in. It was still dark. So for like a whole year and some change, I was doing drum tracks on some DJ International, a lot of DJ International records. Joe Smooth and Pete Black was doing like the keyboard work, and I was doing like the drums. So hip house, like, I'm not doing that. That's Eddie's thing. When they kind of convinced me, I was like, "Who? You need to find a rapper." So I'm like, "Who do I know rap?" "Oh yeah, JMD, Top Dog, and Dub C." Right? So I'm like, okay. So like I say, them three brothers, we've been friends for years, dog, for years. So I went to Jay and was like, "Hey man, would you rap on the song?" "Hell no, I'm not rapping on no damn house music, man." No. He didn't say it like that. He didn't say it like that. He just was like, "Nah, man, I'm not doing that, man. Nah, y'all do that, man. I'm too hip hop for that." Okay. Prior to that, like a year before that, Cool Rock and I were in Cool Rock Steady and I were in a DJ battle. All the humans out there say Cool Rock Steady and I were in a DJ battle up at Centrum Hall, and he was doing records with Liddell, because they had did this record called "I'll Make You Dance." So I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I asked Cool Rock then, because I asked Liddell, "Can you give me Cool Rock's number?" He said, "Yeah." Gave me Cool Rock number. Played the demo for Cool Rock. He said, "Yeah, all right, cool. I'll do it." That was it.
Wow. And then you and Cool Rock start working together.
Yeah. But it pissed my brother off though. It pissed JMD off though, because he was like, "Man, you didn't tell me you was doing that." I'm like, "Yeah, Jay was like that." So the next hip house record I did was "Move Your Body." Also win the chart.
Okay.
So it was matter of fact, it was JMD that really got me into hip hop, period. You know what I mean? Because they used to kick the like back in the day, we used to have rap battles up at the High Society and What's Poppin'. You know, as you alluded to earlier, it was two scenes bubbling at the same time in Chicago. house and hip hop. So we in house parties generally you cater to both.
Right.
So in the middle of a house party, you had a serious rap battle. You know, High Society. There you go. You had Dub C, Red Rock Ski, JMD, Top Dog with the you know, he used to kill it with the ha. He used to kill it. Anyway, and when they didn't when we didn't play no house music, we didn't play no hip hop, JMD would kick the DJ booth.
Hey, let's take a listen and a look at the video that you and Cool Rock did. Turn up the bass.
Word.
Yeah. Welcome back once again, everyone. You're watching the RYC Live. This is the Throwback Thursdays, and tonight we have our special guest, Mr. Tyree Cooper, in the house. Yeah. Hey, listen, I want you to share a little bit of insight. You know, obviously we lost our brother Cool Rock, but you know, you got a chance to work with him. So can you tell the viewers a little bit about, what was Cool Rock like and to work with him? What was that like?
A true art. First of all, he was a good brother. Let's get that out the way. He's a good brother. A real artist. JMD got me. If JMD got me into hip hop, Cool Rock nurtured me into hip hop because he used to say, Bambaataa was his cousin, African Islam was his cousin. He knew all these people. He wasn't lying. African Bambaataa is still a friend of mine to this very day. Africa Islam is my big brother to this very Ice-T. These are my big brothers. And Kool Rock introduced me to that whole lineage, that whole line. So peace, Trish, peace, sis, peace, Queen. He was a good brother, very, when I say an artist, true artist, man, he was at his craft. He had swag, man. He lived that, you know. When you ran upon Kool Rock, you knew you was coming towards, you knew you was meeting somebody that was unique. I mean, if he didn't like you, he'd dish you. He'd dish you to your face. The brother was that authentic. He was our KRS-One, so to speak. He was our Big Daddy Kane in that sense. You know, that authentic individual as far as you know, as far as rappers go. So he was a good dude, man. He was a real good dude.
Okay. Now, speaking of which, do you know what happened with the situation between him and KRS-One?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Listen. Look, hip house is gaining so much ground in the music industry. So the New York rappers was hating on Chicago on hip house because you know, you got to think, you know, hip hop at that time was only like 12 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was from 75 to 88. What is that? 13 years old. It was relatively new. So their golden age of hip hop was our golden age of house. So when their DJs like DJ Mr. C, DJ Red Alert, when they were playing these jams, these hip house jams, everybody got pissed. It was like, man, there's no such thing as hip house. So KRS-One did an interview with Pink House, and Pink House asked him, just real easy, like, hey man, what do you think of this phenomenon hip house? KRS-One was like, ain't no such thing as hip house. Ain't no hip mouse. What KRS-One call it? Hip mouse music or whatever. He said some shit like that. And Kool Rock took offense to it, right? Kool Rock was like, yo, you know, screw this big nose. You ain't nobody. So that there goes the record. Performed it in New York. And then Chris came back, I'm still number one. So it was a whole beef between them two. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But that's how Big Daddy Kane said the same thing about hip house. Funny you say that. 1990 in New York, I don't know if anybody remember this. There was a big East Coast, West Coast beef with Above the Law, King's Son. Yeah. I was at the antithesis of that fight because it started in the rap unity panel, where it had you know, your what is it? Prince Paul, Ice-T, Greg Mack, Ed Lover, who else? A few other dignitaries was in there. So my guy, I'm saying my age and everything. This guy used to be on BET named Prime Minister with the mayor, right?
I remember him. Yep.
Right. Prime Minister said, hey, Tyree, man, this is unity, man. You should get up there and, you know, why aren't they playing hip house videos on MTV? Right. So I get up there. Ed Lover immediately try to shut me down. Like, man, you know, there's no such thing as hip house. When Rappin' Duke did the hard, we didn't call it country hop. I'm like, nah, this shit was called B-boy. Y'all was still B-boys. We were doing hip house. So there's no such thing. Ice-T was like, yo, calm that shit down. We got love for you, Ty. You know that, blah, 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 blah. MC Light had a record because she was on the panel, Light as a Rock, and we only rocked the house version of Light as a Rock, right? So up until that point, nobody like Brand Nubian, Son of Berserk, all them cats was in that room, and they was like, yo, fuck that hip house, man. Ain't no such thing as woo woo. And I kid you not, right after that, I'm like not crying, but I'm sad and stuff. Like I'm looking to get love from the people that I admire musically. Bambaataa pulled me to the side and said, hey, Ty, listen, man, you'll have a job long after these guys are done. They said the same thing for me. So, and within that mix, a big fight had broke out between King's Son and Above the Law. They told the Marriott Marquis up. So yeah, it was a big thing. Hip house was huge, bro. And in Europe, it was getting stolen, it was getting bitten. Everybody was eating off hip house. Everybody, I mean, groups was coming out with like I did this record with Anthony Thomas called Let the Music Take Control. Like, wasn't nobody really singing, like there was no rap and then a singer singing on a house record over a rap record. It was unheard of until like Let the Music Take Control. Father MC, everybody that took that formula, to Unlimited, everybody bit that formula. You see what I'm saying? Everybody bit that formula. So we was doing some things, you know, we was making a name for ourselves. Everybody was eating off of it.
Okay. Ain't that something? That's interesting. You know what? Actually, let's go to the let the music take control. Let's take a look at that one.
Oh Lord.
Let the music take control. Let the music take control. For the one who's got soul. Tyree Cooper's coming back at you natural. It's not fiction, it's actual. I make the music that be happening. And watch you party people keep dancing. But this is something on a different road. Let the music take control. 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 Every time I turn around, you put out records that put me down. But I'm strong, just like a titan. You never see me sweat cause I'm still fighting this battle. Like an earthquake, I will rattle your brain until you see me again. And I look at you and say, ain't that a shame? Kick it. Let the music take control. 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 Tyree Cooper, worldwide producer, making super duper hits. I make the music cause you choose it. And watch the people on the dance floor lose it. Everything is on just like you're figuring. Keep the samples going while they're triggering. Relax and let the rhythm take its toll. And let the music take control. 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 Check your radio station that's playing this. Listen to your friends that's okaying this. Go ahead, give it a try. This is the kind of record your mother would buy. Come on, be realistic. Check the charts and the statistics. You'll see this record's been sold. And let the music take control. Hey yo, what's up to all you hip hop people? This is Tyree Cooper, the awesome super duper trooper. I'm gonna clear my throat for this record I wrote. Don't bring Anthony Thomas like I promised. Yo, Anthony. Yo, Tyree. Get loose one time, boy. Yo, Anthony. Here's the break. Let the music take control. For the one who's got soul. Tyree Cooper's coming back at you natural. It's not fiction, it's actual. I make the music that be happening. And watch you party people keep dancing. But this is something on a different road. Let the music take control. 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 Make a feel of this time.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
but you know, that was, like I said, that was the thing, man. And Savonia, the dances was my dances was I used to have 3 dances. KO, Sex, and Cheese.
Wow. Wow.
That was their nickname. But they were part of a dance group called the Alpha Beta Boys. They were part of this dance group called the Alpha Beta Boys from the South Side. Everything I try to keep everything in perspective and keep it, as they call it, keep it real, right? Only messing with the
okay
people in my neighborhood that I rock with, that I grew up with. You know, they used to come to my parties and stuff.
Nice.
When Alpha Beta
Nice.
Boys had their thing, shoot, I was like, all right, come on, y'all can dance for me. I took them around the world.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I mean, you know, you know, it's just amazing how, you know, when you hear all of this history, especially the details of it, and you see how the pieces of the puzzle began to fit together to form this picture, it's just it's really amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, what you sharing the back end to the stories that, you know, people on the outside just can see and hear a little bit of, it
Right.
begins to help people be able to see the picture a little bit more clear.
Right. But it was for 2.5 years, man. It was when I say 2.5 years.
But you know what we want to do right now is we're gonna take a commercial break, Tyree, and then we're gonna come back. And when we come back, we're gonna bring our homeboy. We're gonna bring our.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a little setback, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
Welcome to the RYC Live. If you feel good, put your hands up high. And if you rep the hood in the city, this is your joint right here. No lie, no lie.
Yo, welcome back once again. This is your man, Mr. Artistic, here with our special guest, Mr. Tyree Cooper. And tonight we're talking a little bit about some history here in Chicago. And hey, yo, man, you know, listen, I want to just say thank you, man, for your contributions, man. You know, it's just nice to be able to hear the details and the back end stories of what you've been doing over all of these years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's real interesting to hear that story, man. And we're gonna continue to share it, man. We got to put it out there for the people so they'll know.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Because Chicago is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, for sure. So before I bring my man in, let me just pay a few bills here.
Okay.
We just like to say thanks for everyone for tuning in. You know, to the RYC Live Show. This is a Throwback Thursday. If you'd like to be a guest on a future show, please do send us an email to ryclive@yahoo.com. That's ryclive@yahoo.com. And give us a brief description of why you'd like to be on the show. And someone will get back to you and we can get you on and you can tell and share your story. Also, too, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to build up our YouTube viewership and we need people to support us to subscribe to the channel. Also, follow us on Facebook. If you haven't done so already, you can like us on Facebook and follow us. And again, and thank everyone. We thank everyone tonight for all of your comments. Continue to comment, continue to share. Thanks for showing support to Mr. Tyree Cooper. You know, he is a man with a huge legacy and great contributions to the music game here in Chicago. So with that being said, let's get back into this interview. And what I like to do is I like to bring my man, Mr. RYC Live himself on the set, because I got some questions I want to ask y'all together.
What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? Peace,
Peace, bro. Peace. What's good? Hey, wait a minute. Since you said Mr. RYC Live, hold up one second. I thought you was, I actually thought you was gonna say JMD, man. So I was kind of like in my JMD mode, man. You threw me off guard with Mr. RYC.
Yeah, we both went. We went the opposite
like
way. Yeah,
okay, let me know next time you do that,
maybe
man.
we can backtrack.
Hey, Tyree, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother? What's up,
Man, I
brother?
can't call it, man. Salute to you, man. Hey, the interview is dope, man. It's
Word.
dope.
I'm having fun.
Artistic, man. He be getting it in, man. I don't know how he do it, but but I'm glad that we working together. You know?
Yeah. Yes. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm having fun.
Yes, sir. What's up, Art? What you got for me, man?
Oh man. So hey, you know what? And Tyree, you know, I know that that was real interesting what you shared, earlier, but I know that there has been, a lot of talk and some work put out there. There is a article online that I was reading. It was done in 2016 by a guy named Philip, and it was called Hip House: An Oral History. And they actually had a write-up of, you, Fast Eddie, JMD, a lot of the pioneers of it, and it's a pretty lengthy article. And then there was a documentary, a Chicago hip house documentary, courtesy of DJ Boogeyman, that was posted up on YouTube. That got a lot of views back in 2008. So, and you guys were kind of breaking some things down. So what I want to know is, how you guys came together to start working on this new genre called hip house.
Oh, you want me to answer or Jay? Or Jay to answer?
I want to hear both of y'all.
Well,
yeah.
Can y'all hear me still? Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because my screen is frozen, so I'm all froze on my end. But as long as you can hear my voice, I guess it's all good.
Good.
Okay,
you.
So,
yeah.
I mean, hey, look, like I had been hearing Tyree Cooper and Mike Don and shouts out, man, to Leonard Remix and Roy, man. Like my dad took me to see a battle when it was Leonard Remix Roy versus the Hot Mix 5. It was him by himself at the rink right on Ashland, man. That was like my first party. My old man took me there. And it was like, man, Leonard smoked all of them, man. Farley and Mickey Oliver was my two favorites. You know what I'm saying? And then as I continued to listen to them, man, I started, Kenny Jason. I'm like, man, these, they all had their own flavor. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, when I started to really understand music, I started to have more, I started to really dig Kenny Jason more than in the beginning. I used to like Mickey Oliver because he used to do a lot of cuts, and his music, he was just back to back, one after the other. And then he had that Rodney Dangerfield in there. I'll tell you this, Mickey Mix. And I was a fan of Rodney Dangerfield, you know what I'm saying? So, that was the conversation. But
right. I'm saying right. Mickey Oliver had that, because my two favorite was Farley and Kenny Jason. Like I said before, I thought Kenny Jason was a black dude.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought he was a black dude.
Because that's how he played his music.
Man.
But the thing was, they were like celebrities. People, when you see and when you see him on TV or you hear him on the radio, it's just they feel like they just so far away from you. You just had no chance of meeting these guys. So when my dad took me to that battle, I was just in awe, man. Like, I'm really here to support the Hot Mix 5 and I didn't even know anything about Leonard remixing Roy until that day. I just left with a whole favorite DJ. I'm like, oh, he killed them all. With one hand, smoking a cigarette, I'm like, I'm hungry, doing tricks, smoking a cigarette. So, but
remember his hands be looking like this here.
Yeah. So, so the thing was, I would hear other names on the street that wasn't really as prominent as the Hot Mix 5, such as Tyree Cooper, Mike Don, so forth and so on. But Mike Don and Tyree was actually closer. I can actually, I would go to the high society. And these cats was doing the same thing, if not better, you know. So to really see these guys do what I was hearing on the radio was just amazing. I'm like, man, I get a chance to literally see what these guys are doing. And also shouts out to, we used to call him Jimbo, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy, he used to be a guest DJ from time to time on KKC. And he was another guy that stayed right on 75th and Morgan. So he literally, but he was the closest person that I knew who actually knew how to do that DJ stuff. And I'm like, man, so I was going over his crib like every day. But there were times when Tyree and Mike Don, they would throw parties if it wasn't at I don't even think the parties was at, well, y'all was at St. Stephen's in the courtyard around the same time as the high society, right? So it was like y'all was back and forth, right?
St. Stephen's, High Society, and Ogden Park.
Right. So here it is. All right, so I'm low-key loving house music, but my hip-hop cats don't really know. Some do, but some don't. But my old man was a DJ, so I grew up listening to all genres of music. So I had a respect for good music, whatever it was. If it was good music, I liked it. But most of the time when I hung out with my friends, it was hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So it was a shock to them even when I did the hip house song, which we'll get to in a minute. But there were times with, you know, shouts out to Top Dog Double C. There were times when we would try to go amongst these large crowds, because during this time, man, house music, man, was on the rise. And every time if it was a house party, it was at least 100 people. And this is like, you know, and we doing hip hop, we had a few people here and there, but you know, as house start, you know, it was new, and every time you look up another party, that 100 people turned to 200 people, and they used to have to get bigger venues because, man, that's how it was. Just they was going to Leo. I mean, these places was getting small. But long story short, man, there were times when Mike and Tyree would DJ up at the High Society, and you know, everybody in there just sweating, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the Ocean Boys and Girls, American, Bostage, I remember all of them. They in there getting it, right? And I'm like, man, at some point they gotta rest. Tyree and Mike Don is just juking, they just jacking these people too hard, too long. They need a rest. They need what they call an intermission. That's when we was like, this is when we can get in. You know what I'm saying? Me, Top Dog and Double C. So I'm sitting up there like, man, the party almost over, man. They just sweating, man. I mean, wasn't no getting off the dance floor. So I would go and say, hey, man, you know, hey, and they can't hear, man. They got the headphones on and everything. They doing their thing. They spinning. Hey, I got to get out of Mr. RYC mode.
I was just going to say, go back to JMD. I'm sorry.
Go back to JMD for a minute, man. Let me go back to JMD for just a moment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm back. Okay, I don't know if the screen still froze, but I'm back on my.
Okay. Yeah, it'll come in.
So they DJing and everything, man. This was around the time when Mike had just created that Dance, You Mother, you know what I'm saying? And they was just getting it. And you know, I'm low key on the side, like getting my little foot in, like getting my little jack in, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to play like I don't like it, but I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? I may have to go in the bathroom and get my little jack. Well, no, that won't sound right if I say go to the bathroom to get my jack off. So I just had to stay on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? So, man, hey, bro, they up there in the booth. And I'm like, hey, man, can I rap? He like, what? They got the headphones on. I'm like, what you say? Can I rap? I want to rap. I want to rap. So they like, no, man, ain't no rap. It's a house party, man. I'm like, bro, come on, man. 5 minutes. I just want to spit something. So they like, man, go on, man. It's a house party. Ain't no rappers up here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I would come right down from the steps, right on the side of the DJ booth, and I would stand in front of the DJ booth with my back up against the DJ booth, with my hands crossed, like I'm really enjoying the music. I'm pissed now, you know what I'm saying? Because the party almost over. I've been there. I just knew I was gonna get a chance to rap because I was like one of the first cats there. I'm like, man, I'm gonna come that way, like I know, they're gonna be like, Shorty been here since the doors open. We gonna go in. It didn't even happen. So they playing the music. So I said, I know what I'm gonna do. So every time they got to a blend, and I wouldn't even kick it when the record was playing. I'll wait till they get into their blend, and I'll kick the back. I'll use the back of my foot and kick the DJ booth like they don't even. And they looking at each other like, man, what just happened? They looking at each other like, bro, you just that blend, right? They don't even really know that that's me kicking it like I'm kicking it, right? So, but eventually, man, they end up letting us rap. They end up having like a little session where a little break during the time, and they would have like a little contest. And the people that was really the rappers during that time that was holding it down at the High Society was Top Dog, Double C, me, and Big Red Ski. That was like our home. So we eventually was given the opportunity to go ahead and spit, and the crowd was loving it. They was like, yeah, because we had to mix in a little bit of the house within our beatbox to make them really enjoy it. So they like, house.
Right.
And when we started doing that, they was like, okay, we feeling that. So, but I think, and before then, like I said, I had seen Tyree way before then, but I think, the connection really came from High Society. That's where the connection came.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as he mentioned in the interview, and I'm just running, man, because, this, I got to get it out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother right there on the other side of the screen, man. It's like, I was sitting up here, man, just answer. I'm trying to get in the interview for the first hour. I'm like, man, I wish this first hour would hurry up, bro. I need to get in this. I feel like I'm playing double dutch. I'm ready to hop in. But, bro, like, man, when Tyree was like, okay, he I think that was around the time when him and Cool Rock was, they knew each other, like he said, from the DJ battles and stuff like that. But he knew who the dope MC was, and he came to me and asked me.
Oh my!
And he came to me and asked me, and I'm like, I can't even. He was like, man, Jay, I need you to rap over this track, man. But it's kind of like a house track, bro. You can do it, bro. I'm like, Ty, man, I can't do it, bro. I refuse to do it. He was like, Jay, I'm telling you, his favorite word, trust your big brother. Trust your big brother.
Trust your big brother. It's gonna be a hit.
I'm like, nah, I can't do it. After that, I think, he went on and hollered at Cool Rock. Man, I want to say about a little bit over a month and a half later, I heard the song, Turn Up the Bass. And I'm listening to the track, and I'm like, and I'm hearing it, and then Tyree, when he said the Cool Rock Steady, I said, oh, I'm like, I knew that was cool. And me and Cool Rock didn't get along.
No, y'all did not.
We were enemies, bro. So I felt like Tyree did that shit on purpose, bro. Like I'm gonna get back that KFD, bro. I know how to get him back. Oh, he gonna tell me no? I know how to get him back. So he got Rock. I'm like, okay. So I'm listening to it, man. It seemed like, bro, especially on the weekends, man. But I was just here. I was happy for Tyree, but it just felt like torture to me because every time I turned on the radio, turn up the bass. I'm sitting up there like, damn, turn up the bass. Next thing you know, I'm hearing about them overseas. You know what I'm saying? Cool Rock coming back. He draping in dookie ropes, got jewelry on, fur coats, and I'm like, oh my, I'm just getting sick. I'm getting sick, bro. And Cool Rock didn't make it no better, bro, because, it's the Cool Rock. I got the fur and the gold.
Right.
You got a woman, but bandana, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got the Cool Rock on the, look at my rings.
Right.
You got the little sucker ring that you suck on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, here this dude go. But a second opportunity came. I think somewhere down the line, Cool Rock and Tyree didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
And I was given a second chance to be on the song. And I was like, sure, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it, bro. Come on, let's go. When he said it was gonna be a house song, and I'm like, man, come on. I knew that the cats, my peers, I knew that they were gonna get a little angry at me because I was totally against really rocking the hip house low key. But you know what I'm saying? I did it, man, and I'm glad I did it. If I had the chance to do it again, I would do it again, and I am going to do it again.
Yeah.
You know
I'm glad you did it too, because like I said, you were the first person I went to because it's the neighborhood. You know, we grew up in the same we up in the same hood. So yeah, I'm gonna reach out to the first individual that I know. You know, so
go ahead.
And again, by you getting me from the time that y'all kicked the DJ booth, I mean, I was run low key Run DMC, low key KRS-One, Criminal Minded album, low key. You know what I'm saying? I'm low key into hip hop like a champ. Fat Boys, whoever the fuck was out by then, right? So yeah, Jay got me into it, and I felt some kind of way like, damn, he didn't want to do this. I bet, you know, like, damn. And Top Dog and Dub C, I don't know where the fuck they was at, because I'd have asked them, but I have no, I had no idea where they were.
I'm good they wasn't around at that time. I mean, for that day, even if they didn't come around that day, because I know that probably would have been a different story. But like I said, it didn't really matter, just as long as it was the four of us. RYC, Top Dog, Double C, and myself. It could have been any one of the four of us, man. I would have been cool with that. You know, and Big Red Ski ended up writing for R. Kelly. You know, that first album. Yeah, that Honey.
Big Red Ski, he can rap, but he wasn't like Big Red Ski wasn't like you and Dub C and Top Dog, because Top Dog had that beatbox down to science, bro. He had bass in his beatbox.
Yeah.
And Red Ski, man, Red Rock Ski, he was cool, but his voice was a little light.
Huh?
To me.
Well, yeah, his voice was, but you know, he was like the, you know, like he was bassy. So, but go ahead.
But see, the thing that I liked about you, like what I liked about you was you reminded me of LL Cool J. Very wordy, very, very, very wordy. You listen to Jay, like back in the day. You listen to Jay, he'll be talking about you, but you be laughing at yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was wordy like a champ. He was the first person I ever heard put candy bars in a rap. Different candy bars in a rap.
Yeah.
Just Payday, Butterfinger, Butternut, whatever the fuck was it. He was cold like that. Dub C was like, if I can remember correctly, Dub C was like, to me, was like a smooth kind of MC, not really rough. But he was kind of smooth, and Red Rock Ski, it was just too
Big
light.
Big Red Ski.
Red Ski, say I'm gonna come Red Rock Ski. Red Ski. Because
I know if you keep saying Red Rock Ski, artists are gonna be like, I don't have him in my books. I don't have him on my list of names. You know, who is Rock Ski? I'm like, he mean Big Red Ski. You know what I'm saying?
But you reminded me. The other reason, like I said, you reminded me of LL Cool J, and I always like LL Cool J. That's one of my. He's in my top 5 rappers of all, you know, like of all time. It ain't all New York. It ain't all New York rappers in my top 10. We got some Chicago people that's in there, because I'm trying to figure out the article you talking about. Yeah, the article you talking about where they talked about hip hop, because Rolling Stones did an article about Chicago hip hop, and they named Fast Steady. They first person they talked about was me and Fast Steady. I'm like, what the hell do we have to do with hip hop? You know, but I get it, because we were the first ones to put Chicago on the map for that kind of, for rap period. Up until that point, there was nobody from Chicago rapping that on that major scale. And then come Twister and so forth and so on. But what I found out though, Jay, was that Onyx first album was a hip house album.
Was it?
Yeah. Because I did an interview with Red Bull and Sticky Fingers said, yeah, they thought hip house was the next thing. So they did a whole hip house album.
Wow. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew about the Jungle Brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Nate, that's my dog. That's my dog. But and Jam Master Jay made him scrap it and go back and do something harder. It's in the Red Bull magazine. Another one I didn't know either was Special Ed, Househead, straight up Househead. Queen Latifah, Househead. Blew my mind. Q-Tip, Househead. These are house heads.
Well, I was on the I actually was I'm trying to remember if it was something post on Facebook. It was in a thread, and I'm not gonna put the name out there, but it was this one particular person that was like, man, absolutely no house music allowed. You know what I'm saying? He just totally don't want to hear nothing about house music. But we cool. But anybody else that does house music, in his eyes, straight sucker. And I told him, I say, let me ask you a question. What really makes, I mean, because somebody, if you look at it, if you look at hip house music was made from disco. All right. The same as the same as hip hop. Hip hop and house music use disco, right?
In a roundabout way.
Right. Okay. So why is it that because the BPMs were increased that it was given a different name? It shouldn't be. When you look at Rob Bass, It Takes Two. Nobody started calling that hip house. When that song came out, everybody was rocking with it. It was just a more up-tempo beat than what we were used to during that time. But at the same time, when the BPMs went up to 120 or whatever it was, we didn't call it hip house then. It was just a fast rap song by Rob Bass. So, in my opinion, I was just trying to figure out, why would somebody even try to change it to a new genre when all they did was just increase the BPMs on a song?
Well, okay, look. When you talk about hip house and hip hop, disco, look, house music. First of all, house music is not necessarily a derivative or byproduct of disco, because the main focus on house was the drum track. Like most of our parties, right? We played tracks, 119, jive rhythm track. We played tracks, and these were the songs that got the people going. So if you played 119, you could run that motherfucker 4 hours, and motherfuckers gonna dance. Anything you put on top of it, under it, they gonna party. Hip hop, talking to Bam and them, that was their main thing was the toast, like from Jamaican culture, toasting. So you got the party over here, yeah, you got the party over there, yeah, and the disco was just was only because the music was there. For hip house, I want to say, from my standpoint, we took elements from the concept of what real hip hop was. So we just started jacking records. Just, it didn't matter who it was, we just jacked it.
Right.
If it was a fresh beat, we was jacking it. That was our thing.
Especially James Brown.
Right, man. And the other thing that made us unique too.
Which not to cut you off, but that's the same thing that producers did with hip hop music. They took James Brown, and it was a slower pace, which made it
exactly.
And then when they speeded it up,
right now you talk about hip house.
Right.
Now you talk about hip house.
Right.
And on top of that, what we kept in common was the MC. You cannot be whack on a hip house track. You can't be whack on a hip hop track either. I like to say we kept that because when we was on tour, they kept thinking JMD saying, "I'm kicking bass in your face like a nigga."
Be like, we can't use that.
We can't use that. He's
Wow.
like, "I'm kicking bass in your face like a ninja." Oh, because we were real wordy. Y'all was wordy with it. You know, the punchlines, like even like Sundance with the D, the A, the N, the C, the E. Her stuff was so hip hop esque on a house tempo. That's what people still love to this day about hip house, because real hip house, because it was lyrical. Even the Brother D, real hip house from a hip house artist. You know, we were very lyrical. We were trying to get lyrical as you can be within the 4/4 tempo of a house record, right? So that's what set us aside from house rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Mr. Lee was Mr. Lee. He was an exception to the rule. But like somebody like White Knight, there was house rapping. He wasn't that lyrical, like even like my man White Boy Mike. He was on some whole other kind of lyrical, very fast, like our first kind of Eminem type white boy rapping and stuff, right? But lyrical.
But we don't. But if you compare that to hip hop and say we have to change the genre of this sound based on the fact that somebody came with a different lyrical flow, then it'll be a whole lot of other names. But just because Poor Righteous Teachers or NWA or Big Daddy Kane had a different flow, it was still considered rap. It was still considered hip hop. They didn't change the genre because one particular person had a different style.
They changed reality rap. It went from b-boy. It went from where'd it go? From hip hop to b-boy to rap to reality rap to hip house to gangster rap. These are all different genres.
But that's what I'm saying. It's such as everything else. It has a different topic, but it's still the same. It's still the same situation. It's the same.
Yeah, the construct is the same. The construct is the same, but you like even with trap, it's still hip hop.
Exactly.
It's still hip hop, but right. the construct from which is developed is different.
Right. And I agree with that, but I don't feel like that it should have been given a different name because of the fact that somebody did something different. That's why I was saying, why would somebody try to claim up-tempo rap over a fast track and call it hip house or rap house or whatever, because it wasn't done when Rob Bass did it. It was still called hip hop.
But you know why though? Because Rob Bass is from the East Coast, we from the Midwest. House was dominant. Was dominant.
Okay. All right.
So it had to be hip house.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's why, because even in an interview that Fast Eddie did, he was basically explaining that you know, he said he wanted to rap because he was into hip hop, and he said that Rocky Jones didn't want to do any type of rap productions because that's not what the label was about. And so he said, well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'll get the house track, and then I'll just rap over that.
And look what he did with it. He put thrashing in it, right?
For that whole development came to be because it was a track. It was a house track.
Yeah, but Eddie put right. Cutting in his stuff. He did again. The construct was hip hop. The whole construct was hip hop. Right. 4/4 tempo. 4 beats, 4 bars, 4 beats in the bar, 4/4 tempo, 16 bars.
8 bar break.
Huh?
8 bar break.
8 bar breaks.
Cutting.
It was the same thing, but house was dominant. House was just that dominant. So yeah, it had to be called hip house. As he displayed, what did he say? I took the hip from hip hop and the house, which is rising to the top, right? It had to be. And it was a perfect name because house, Chicago, New York, cousins. There you have it.
Well, let me say this real quick for the record. Thank you all for tuning in right now to Throwback RYC Live. It's the Throwback Thursdays with your boy, the one and only Artistic, with special guests, celebrity guests, I should say, pioneer and legend of house music, the producer, awesome, super duper trooper, but you know what I'm saying? And of course, myself, which Mr. RYC Live, JMB right now, you know what I'm saying? Gray MB right now. But and man, I was trying to hook it up before I got on. I'm like, time's running out. I'm like, it is what it is, man. But listen, man. Well, we can go back and forth with the various genres of rap, house rap, hip hop, gangster rap, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's all under the umbrella. But man, I just want to say while I got you on here, man, where you know, while I'm able to give you your flowers, man, I love you, brother. You know,
I love you too, man. Don't even trip about that.
I love both of my brothers here forever. And, I even love my viewers. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you are sharing, because if you're not sharing, I'm going to find out who tuned in, and then I'm going to delete you. No, I'm just joking.
Word. You already knew you was my brother from way back when.
Right. And then, I mean, it's just a small world, because as you look on the thread, you can see some of your childhood friends that you grew up with, who I happen to know very, very well. You know what I'm saying?
And they watch me go from Mr. B-ball, Mr. Basketball, to Mr. Music Man, and to Mr. Travel Man. You know what I'm saying? They watched me. I wasn't no bad person in the neighborhood. I was always trying to do good. It just, and like Trish, Alicia, man, they used to come to our basketball games at church and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We used to sit outside and be out joking with, you know, amongst the other was, you know, all of us out there, even with Mike Dunn and who, you know, whoever else was on the block.
Small world.
Man, small world.
Hey, Tyree, man, I want to, for everybody that's tuned in right now on the live and even on the playback, this is what I need you all to do right now. I really need you all to get ready to, if you haven't already shared this, this broadcast, now is the time to really do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you still remember the words, my brother, but I want to give them some live, man. I want to see if I can spit the, man, bro. And if you don't practice your verses, man, on a regular basis, and somebody puts you on front to do it, bro, you might end up putting your fourth verse where your first verse or your second verse.
Be quiet, Jay.
We gonna talk about some of the experience, some of what we experienced, man, when we were overseas, man. But I wanna give them some real quick, man, and then I want to go ahead and get off into this video. So I want to say this. Party people, it's time to get busy on the strength. So get with me. Here's a taste of the bass to keep you dancing. Something hitting hard like a cannon. Coming out just like I plan to. Real funky to make you dance to. Another jam produced by Tyree. Now get up and move your body.
On the strength, so get with me. Here's a taste of the bass to keep you dancing. Something hitting hard like a cannon. Coming out just like I plan to. Real funky to make you dance to. Another jam produced by Tyree. Now get up and move your body. To do it, now get hype and step to it. Move your body, take a risk, cause the way I hit wallflowers don't exist. Turn it up, jam it to the max, and when it's over, play it back again and again. So let's party, get in the groove and move your body. The rhythm, keep moving and let hip hop put you in the groove and take control of your body. Yo, I'm getting getting busy, no one to stop me. Let's see how hype you can get and watch you break out in a cold sweat. You know what time it is, so let's party. Get ready and move your body. Kicking bass in your face like a ninja. Set it off, y'all, keep jamming. Get up and dance when this cut is playing. JMD, a port from Chi-Town. Or the mic here to make you get down with something dope and not sorry. Grab a partner and move your body. Tyree Cooper, the prince of hip house. Get ready, cause I'm about to turn it out. Sit back, relax, and chill. Cause here's something that's so damn real. With the record that's proven and grooving and smoothing. To put you in the mood in. Don't worry about getting rowdy. Just dance and move your body. The DJ on the microphone, yo, this is a party record, so get up and dance and swing and strut. To you hip-hop people, yeah, y'all know what's up. Tyree and JMD, we're dropping flavor for you to savor. A spot in this whole damn party, clap your hands and move your body.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't see that, did y'all?
So what was that like when y'all did y'all tour over in UK?
What you talking about, Willis?
Hey, well, Tyree had already been over to the UK several times before I even got over there, man. So, you know,
okay.
He was already doing his thing, man. You know, I was the new kid on the block, man. So it's like,
hey man, stop playing. Look. I'm not gonna say too much, you know what I'm saying? But for somebody that you gotta remember, we straight from the south side, bro. We have never. That was Jay's first time and my dancer's first time, Sundance first time, because it was a big Fast Steady Tyree tour, right? I'm just gonna say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We you figure your records are known, you're doing shows, people kind of know you, but you don't think that you're a pop star or anything of that nature. You don't, you think of pop star, you think of Michael Jackson, Tito, Jackson 5 and shit like that. Yo, artistic, man, we were pop stars, like literally pop stars. And you know how we noticed? We got a reality check. We got chased from a game room by a bunch of fans. We had to get let out the back door so they wouldn't tear up the video game room, right? Because the owner was like, hey, you guys, are you guys famous? We like, no, not really. We make records, but famous. Said, well, there's a bunch of people out front. We peeked around that corner, it's like, yo, artistic, the whole front was full of people. We was like, man, let him in. I think Eddie and Jay was like, let him in. We don't care, because we humble. You know what I'm saying? We humble. We're not so removed that you can't approach us. We're not not those kind of people, man. I just say our parents raised us right. Bro. That went out the water because they was coming asking for autographs after autographs after autographs after autographs after autographs. And the man was like, hey, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. He was like, yeah, is there, I think Jay may have said, is there another way out of here? He's like, yeah, you walk through the back.
Look, hey man, look, it was a lot. And for somebody to ask you for your autograph, man, I was just, first of all, I was flabbergasted because I didn't expect it. See, Tyree told me when we got over there, I was still trying to figure out how did these people know me, and he was like, Jay, don't you remember we did that video some months ago? It was almost a year. It was over 6 months ago, and I'm still trying to figure out why are we shooting the video. You know what I'm saying? Because I think during that time was it the box then? Was it the box? Was the box
video
out there?
box? Yeah.
It was out there? Or are you sure? Because I was trying to figure out why are we shooting a video? Who's gonna play it? Nobody, I was trying to figure out who was gonna play it. So I'm like, man, they just trying to get in my pocket. They finna sit up there and say, we done pay out of your money, your video cost this, and I'm still trying to figure out who's playing it. But long story short, they shot the video and they sent it overseas. And let me go to that video real quick. We're talking about a song entitled Move Your Body. And it was just Tyree and me. Like, you talking about Move Your Body. I'm thinking we're going to have a video with people and we're dancing and everything. They was like, we're going to shoot a video. We shoot what video? Move Your Body. Okay, so when they say we shooting a video, I'm thinking somebody done already got the ladies and we going to be in a party. Man, we shot the video at the Riviera. So when they say we shooting it at the Riviera, in my mind, oh, the Riviera, it's about to go down. Not knowing that they rented the Riviera just for us. It wasn't no crowd of people or nothing. So I'm mad because I'm like, man, I'm not going to sit up here and do no video called Move Your Body, and I'm just rapping and Tyree rapping. Ain't nobody moving their body. So I went outside and stood out in the front until I found some girls. And again, I mentioned two girls. And again, I mentioned this when we were on once before. The two girls, they came, they didn't even know each other. This happened, like I got one girl, and then I say, look, you ever heard of JMD? She like, no, I said, I'm JMD, Move Your Body. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never heard my song on the radio? We shooting a video and stuff. So she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, come on in. So that was one girl, and she happened to have on black. Maybe about 10 minutes later, and these were different people walking up and down Broadway, right? That's right?
Broadway and Lawrence.
Of course, certain people was like, nah, we good. But there was another young lady, and she was wearing black as well. And I'm like, yo, you ever heard of JMD? You know what I'm saying? Move Your Body on the radio, playing stuff like that. They're like, nah. I'm like, but you really? You sure? You sure you ain't never heard of me, JMD? And I say, well, I'm shooting the video. Would you like to be in? She was like, yeah, I could be in. I say, come on. So we actually had two girls. I was okay with the two girls. They was big. When I came in, they looking like, JMD really got two. I'm like, come on. So we didn't have no dance routine. Or me and Ty just say, man, we just gonna do that little step to the left and to the right.
Step to the right. That was our entire two-step. The little two-step like we did at the end. That's right.
That was our dance routine, and it turned out to be, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for back then, you know what I'm saying? And boom, they shot it overseas. And like I said, maybe about 6 months later, man, when we went on tour, man, those people, I'm like, how the hell they know me? They know you, but how they know me? It was like, Jay, remember the video we shot? I said, yeah. He said, this is where they've been watching it. It's over here. That's why we're over here. I'm like, oh.
and the fact that it was a hip house record, and hip house was banging in the UK, right? And yeah, it's from Chicago, and it was just a good record, man. It was just a really good record. So when we got to Europe, man, it was a whole different thing, man. It was different from the first time. Like when I went over there with Cool Rock, it was totally different. Because this time I really felt like we were pop stars. I was telling Jay, dude, people gonna ask you for autographs. They're gonna run up to you. They're gonna ask you all kind of questions because they don't really know. He's like, man, I don't know.
Not to cut you off, because I want you to finish that. Then they're gonna ask you, when they ask you for an autograph, they may not even have papers, so you can sign whatever you want to sign. Whatever you want to sign.
Yep.
And I'm gonna leave that alone. Go ahead, Ty.
So we over there. We over there, man. We just having a ball. I mean, when I say a ball, probably one of the best tours that I've ever done was with the whole lot of us, because even like a few famous DJs, we was in their club. We were in their club with all of us, like Carl Cox. What's my man name? Paul Oakenfall, right? They were DJs, and we were performing in the clubs that they were DJing at. You know, and again, the video jukebox. I'm gonna tell you something. You ever see this video called "Night of Living Bassheads" by Public Enemy?
Mm-hmm.
You ever see that video "Children's Story" by Slick Rick?
Right.
The guy that did that, the guy that did every hip hop video from the 80s. Name him. His name. It was the video company's called Classic Concepts. He was the host of a video show called video. I think it's called Video Jukebox in New York. They played hip house with all hip hop. They played hip house because when we went to New York, dude was like, "Yo, man, I got to interview you for my show." I'm like, "Who the fuck is you?" He's like, "Yeah, oh well, you know." Like I said, these videos. I'm like, "Wait a minute, you did all these videos?" You're like, "Yeah." Hold up. Hey, Rocky, let's get my man from Classic Concept, because he did Public Enemy. He did da. Oh no, he's too expensive. I'm like, yeah, but he's gonna do us a deal. Now, mind you, he was getting a $120 from artists. I think he'd have did it for us for 10% of that price. You feel me? Because hip house was new, and he had the energy to do it. Needless to say, it didn't get done, and I was kind of upset about that. And which led to even modern day Rod Digger. That was one of my favorite MCs. She's a house head.
Right.
She wanted to rap over Video Crash, my other song. I almost did a song with her. So again, what Jay has done, what Kool Rock has done, what Fast Eddie has done, what a few more MCs have done, they left a legacy of other rappers to get into it, man, and be like, yeah, this is something I want to do. Because if it was booty, artistic, if it was booty, they wouldn't even be doing it.
Right.
Nobody would have wanted to do, like, man, that's some old corny shit, man. Nah, funk that. But these brothers laid it down because they put the lyric in it and we put the beat behind it. So yeah, it was a perfect relationship, hip house. And also, Jay, do you remember we did the only house tour that's ever been in the United States. The only house tour that's ever been in the United States.
Yeah, I remember and sold out, like literally, like the Joe Louis Theater in Detroit when we were in the Philly. Come on, bro, don't make me go in my archive. I got some stuff, man. You know, I remember.
Wait. Remember, you had to go and tell a dude to put the tape on the other way because he kept playing it backwards in Philly. Packed house at the Spectrum where the 76ers, we talking about Dr. J and them, this is their house. We in their house. The Spectrum was packed. And that come right.
Hold up, man. What you doing? Hold up, man. Well, you know, those were those kind of blooper moments, but I mean, come on, man. We in front of thousands of people. Like when people say they perform in front of thousands, that's sometimes people be adding up all the people that they perform for over a period of time. I'm talking about, man, thousands of arenas, bro. Like the Joe Louis
arena in Detroit, dude,
it was sold out. Like, dude.
Matter of fact, like 10 City, I think it was 10 City, Inner City, Fast Eddie, Tyree, and somebody else was on that show.
They had a local.
Yeah, local. We had to go last. We had to go. 10 City and them had the bigger records, but we had to go last because everybody wanted to hear the hip house shit. They weren't thinking about that singing stuff. which was, I mean, no offense to Big B and Kevin Saunderson, because I loved it personally, but when that stuff, oh no, you did not.
And we got to talk about that too. Not to cut you off, man, but that was somebody's house that had us come to their house and perform in their basement. I don't know if it was a house, but go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off, man.
It's okay because we shut Joe Louis down.
Yeah,
we shut it down.
Wow.
We do. It was so you couldn't like today, like as big as drill or trap is, dude. That was us. That was hip house. And again, it wasn't even many of us. It was just the few.
Yeah. Yeah.
We hey, look. I wanna go ahead and hit y'all with a couple of these real quick. Trying to see what's going on. So much going on right now. We getting a slight little freeze, but you know it ain't gonna stop the show. Shouts out one time that's Sam right there. Hey, it's pixelated, Ty, so it looked like somebody hit you in the eye, but that's just a pixelated picture of Tyree. One of those,
man. Peace to the flame.
Sundance, and myself. You know, we were checking out our boy Mike Don over there at the at Riddles, and we met up and we had a good time. Shouts out one time to my family. Here's a photo. Let me move this out the way too, so y'all can really see what's going on. Because this is a picture that a fan actually. Why is this thing? A fan sent this photo to me about a year ago, and they was like, "Are you the JMD that with Tyree when y'all were here in Europe back then?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I got a picture of you guys when y'all came over to such and such, such and such. And unfortunately, you can see you see how I'm peeking over here because that's what I almost had to do in my picture. Brother D, Brother D had me,
with that Gumby and shit. Brother D with the Gumby.
He got his gum in the way, so I was trying to do like I'm doing now on the side of the screen. But, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, we traveled up and down. We traveled up and down the UK. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna talk about that next time. We're gonna talk about that next. Go ahead, bro.
We traveled up and down the UK, we went to Germany. I don't know if we went to Germany, we went to Holland like a champ.
Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah, Scotland. That's the UK.
Well, I'm just saying some of the places we were at though.
I want to say, I don't think we went to Germany. I think we went to Austria, which is right next door to Germany. Switzerland. I'm not sure if you went to Switzerland.
Yeah,
we went to Switzerland. We went somewhere, pretty much everywhere in Europe, bro. Everywhere, anywhere in Europe. And this is the time when they had the borders up, so you had to show your passport to get in every country, right? So we were TV cameras, all kinds of shit, man. We interviews on a daily basis, man. We were superstars, dude. I mean, we were as big as any other rapper at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were just, it was such a great time, and I really wanted it to go on, but you know, the powers that didn't want us to have no power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, they didn't want to expand. They didn't want to promote it correctly. I just say it like that and leave it alone. They didn't want to promote it correctly, but because we were well on our way. We were well on our way until 1990 hit. Then shit got weird. Nobody wanted to have peace. Everybody wanted to be a gangster. When NWA came out, everybody wanted to be a gangster. Everybody was selling drugs. Everybody wanted to be a gangster.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to be peaceful.
Yeah, the momentum changed.
Yeah, the reality, quote unquote, reality rap turned to gangster rap, and the MCs that probably would have done hip house, just like fuck that. We gonna do. I'm a gangster now. I'm this. I'm that. I sell this much. I got this much weight and woo woo woo. It was just weird, man. But we had a great time. I never shun what we've done. like I said, I just wanted. I wouldn't change a thing. If we had to do it over, I wouldn't change a thing because it happened like it was supposed to happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it happened. I meant to say, Trish, I love you back, baby. It happened like it's supposed to happen. And the fact that we coming from Inglewood, you know, with this, to bring it to the world, Inglewood and Lawndale and in all parts, different parts of Chicago, was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah, even at the New Music Seminar, I'm elbows with Kenny Parker, with with Special Ed. I'm at the same simultaneously, I'm elbows with your humongous DJs and shit. So and acts and things of that nature. It was a great time, man. It was just a great time to be doing house and hip house, because shit. I wasn't doing no more house music too much. I was just doing straight hip house.
Wow.
Just straight up hip house.
Wow. Interesting.
No, you do not have the badge. No, you do not. I can't even find that. I can't even find that. That's just long lost. Oh, that whole material is long lost.
Man, I got everything, man. Hey, I even stole all the keys to my room. Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. Hey, man, here you go, man. I had to bring some souvenirs back, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to get some stuff, man. You know, I just forgot to give them my keys. That's all. You know, when I was checking out, when we did the checkout, bro, I just forgot to give him the keys.
Hey, Tyree, he got the museum right there, right?
Yes, he does. Only person missing is Trevor.
Yeah. Let me see what's this right here, man. Hey, man, can I?
Oh no, the Salisbury Hotel, man.
Yeah, man.
Salisbury. No.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. So yeah. So man,
we had a crazy. Wait, I'm gonna take you back, Jay.
Take me back, bro.
We land in London, and the promoter said we're gonna have a tour manager who was the tour manager for Adiva prior to. So like whatever. So we get off the plane, we get it. The guy put us in the car, got our luggage in the car. We drive from London Heathrow. We don't necessarily get into London, so we get into the first town. No, you do not have a boy. 10 pound note. Got a 10-pound note?
Hey man, I got. Hey, look. Like I held on to some stuff.
5-pound note. Anyway, so we get to this town called I think it's called Acton. That's the first town when you get out of Heathrow. When you come from Heathrow, you go to Acton. I think it's Acton East. So my man pulled us over. He said, "Hey," he turns around. He says, "Hey, I heard about you lot. If any one of y'all think y'all can take me, I'm gonna fuck y'all up." Now, man, it's about 8 of us and 1 of him. He's like, I will fuck all y'all up. And the girl too. Look like, man, we'll mop you. He turned out to be the best tour manager I've ever had, because he looked like Mike Tyson on crack. But we're only supposed to do like 25 shows. We did 10 extra shows. He got us paper.
Yeah.
He got us paper. His name was Trevor. I'd never forget this brother as long as I live. This brother was a cool brother, man. One of the coolest brothers on the planet. Took us to the hood in London and stuff. We like I said, we pop stars. Yeah. We're pop stars. We in the hood, homie. We in the hood, artistic man. We in the hood in Hackney and Basildon and
we're in Inglewood.
Right,
we're in Inglewood. We're in London, Inglewood.
Brixton was the hood. Brixton was the hood. We all up in Brixton. I mean, walking around willy-nilly. We doing whatever we want to do. Pop stars.
Yeah. All right. I'm like you, brothers. I got I still got
no, not the ticket.
first class, bro. First class. I got my ticket, bro. Hey, Pop. Hey, you don't remember, man, you know, we was first class, so, man, but at the same time, bro, we wanted to stretch out. You don't remember that, right? When y'all went somewhere, y'all went in a different area to stretch out, and I was kind of, you know, that was my first flight, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, that distance, so, you know, I had got a little bit intoxicated, or a lot, you know what I'm saying, but I was gone. I didn't even know I was on an airplane till I woke up, and I woke up next to an Indian. Like, she was like about 200 years old. You know what I'm saying? And bro, when I woke up and saw her, man, I screamed to the top of my lungs. Ah! So the steward,
I remember that.
You remember that, bro?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
When it's red, everybody was coming. You know, I thought, I you know, to wake up and see what I saw. Like, I promise you, if you don't know what 200 years, if you don't know what that looked like, imagine 100 times. Just imagine. And she was just, her nails were so long and her beak. She was an Indian, bro. She had capacity. To wake up to something like that, man, and look to the right, and you know you're on the airplane, but you don't see nothing. And you know, during that time, you know, it was night, so you know they turn the lights down in the plane so you can just enjoy your flight and everything. But bro, that was the scariest moment of my life. Bro.
No. Scotland. What was it? I almost remember.
Yeah. I didn't keep them hotel keys,
No,
bro.
that's not what I was gonna say.
You talking about that room? You talking about that room? I know what you're talking about, bro.
Right. So everybody figured that they had some kind of paranormal experience, right? Hey man, man, we up in Scotland, man. You know, there's ghosts, man. There's something going on, man. The room is bumping, man. I'm like, dude, it's in your mind. So we got, like I said, it's 8 of us, including me. I'm the only one that slept in the room by myself. They all piled up in one room. I don't know if it was Eddie's or the dancer or Sundance. They all piled in one room. Piled up in one room. Woke up the next day. Hey, man, they start knocking on the door. Bloom, 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 bloom. Bloom, 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 bloom. Ty, bloom, 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 bloom. Like, yo, man, what's going on? Man, we want to make sure you was all right, man. You didn't answer the door. Yeah, I'm all right, man. Man, you want to make sure the ghost didn't get you. Like, y'all, man, y'all motherfuckers tripping, man.
It was a haunted hotel, man. When we got there, it was, bro. When we got there, bro, it was only one person at the desk. And in Scotland, bro, everywhere you go, it's a cemetery, bro. It's foggy.
Everywhere.
You don't see nobody until they're at least 6 feet in front of you. Then they appear because that's how heavy the fog is. So you walking and all of a sudden something just pop up in your face. You're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Bro, when we went to the hotel was quiet, and it was a pale man at the desk. And he was like, we walked up and it was like he was just like, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and we looking around, there's nobody in the lobby. And
it was empty. The hotel was
the only person. We were the only ones in the hotel, bro. And they put us like in a high floor, and they had me. I was the only one on the other end around the corner. And over in that area, bro, it was freezing cold.
Oh, yeah. It was cold as hell.
But
it was cold as hell.
But look, look, man. To be honest with you, bro, we can go on and on and on and on and on and on about this story, man. You would literally have to be there to have been there to see and experience what only we can tell this story, man. And I can tell you this story verbatim every day if I had to, because it's one that I would never forget, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and it's so much more to this whole story. You know, we hadn't even covered, you know, when Tyree, when he was saying, okay, you know, I'm going to come on the show, he was like, but you know, we can't cover it in 1 or 2 hours. Like it's just too much. We haven't even talked about this here. This is a whole nother segment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a lot to cover.
But think about this, man. If you look at that picture, right? How are we supposed to make it? We got 2 producers, 3 MCs, or 4 MCs, or 5 MCs, depending on how you look at it. I don't necessarily count myself as an MC, but we talking about 5 MCs, 4 MCs. How is we supposed to make it?
What you
Because
mean? It should have been we should have easily made it.
that's my point.
You know, we how did we not make it? Is what you're saying?
That's my point. We were supposed to make it, but that's what I'm saying. How did we not make it? Because I know how. I'm just saying I know how, because it was the wrong label. It was totally the wrong label. It was totally. We should have just stepped off and went somewhere, because that's a legendary group to ever have been. Should have been a legendary group. It's truly what. Because
you know, the album never came out. The only thing that came out was the maxi single, "A Wash Out Your Beav" in America's Most Wanted.
Tell them what your name is. Me and Uncle Hood talk about that all the time. Tell them what your name is. Go home and wash out your villain. Even the villain. Oh man, it was
right. And villain not even on the photo. He missed the photo shoot that day.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he said I didn't tell him about it, but you know, I did, and you know, it just turned out where he didn't make it. But let me share this information with you guys who are actually tuned in right now. AMW, America's Most Wanted, was individual artists who were actually on the record label, the house label, DJ International. And we all were doing our own thing. And we started to mature in the business and say, hey, let's come together. That way we can bring our fan base together. That way we can grow as a unit. Let's try something different. So, you know, we all eventually, you know, we put all our egos to the side, and we came up with this project again, which this was released. This right here was the maxi single, America's Most Wanted. AMW is what we called ourselves, and it was a dope. You know, they even if you Google it right now, you can probably find it online. But we actually did an album to this, you know, and when I tell you, we would have been, when you listen to your Jay-Z's and your Tupacs and all of them cats, that was our spot, that was our time.
Ghetto Boys, the whole you did, homie. The whole you did. And then again, we would have cornered the market, because we could have did that and then brung it up on some hip hop stuff. We could have cornered the market, but again, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. It's just we were just on the wrong label. That's bottom line. Wrong label, wrong time period, wrong label. Great concept. I mean, it'd never happen like that, bro. It'd never happen like that. No, we talk. Everybody had. Only person that didn't have a pop hit was Uncle Hood, but he was the newcomer. But everybody else, we talk about four people with pop hits.
Yeah. But you all can still check out, for those of you who are tuned in right now, you know, you can check out, you can go online, check out Tyree Cooper. Tyree Cooper has so many records out that once you Google them, you'll see what it is. I don't even know if we even got around to playing some of the other songs that I'm sure you all are familiar with, and we'll probably play a little snippet of it right before we go off the air. But along with myself, we did the Move Your Body. I was featured on the record, and then I just got to a point where I just felt like it was a little what I want to say, favoritism going on, to the point where I just said I'm going to do my own record. So then I eventually produced my very first international record. It did real well. You know, it got some nice.
Was it Get On Up? Get Up? Get On Up?
Yeah. I actually have the articles and stuff like that, and I thought I actually had pulled it up, but I guess I didn't. But Get Up and Dance. Get Up and Dance.
That's it. Get Up and Dance. It was something like that.
I'll find it right before we end the broadcast, and so you all can still support now. Move Your Body, Tyree Cooper featuring JMD, and all the Tyree songs, and then again, Get Up and Dance, produced by Dion Coney and JMD the rapper. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, That's what it is.
It was a fun time, but like I say, when 1990 came, it just kind of went south to me. It just went south. That's the only thing. That's the only my only thing I could say. It just went south because everybody wanted to be a gangster. Nobody wanted to have fun.
So today, what are you doing today, Tyree? What you got going on today, music wise?
Oh, I was about to say, I normally have a little spiel. I say, I'm still in the espionage, drug selling, pimping. I'm still producing, writing my first movie script, plagiarizing myself. I studied martial arts for a little while, man, in my life. Produced music. I've had records, music in TV commercials, things of that nature. I've witnessed my voice on a sample in a movie with Kevin Hart and Ice Cube. I've been doing a lot of different things, man. Father too, got 5 grandchildren. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Still
doing music. I'm just just doing whatever, man, till the closes. You know what I'm saying? Just I want to do some more hip house records because now everybody's caught up with it. Because when we started doing it, well, we was on the island by ourselves. Now,
right.
You got MCs in Europe coming up to me and giving me love on some shit. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, I don't know you. Yeah, right. Man, I like this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I say young. I mean, young people. We talk about people in their teens, artistic, in their 20s. Like, how's you listening to this music? So I'm still trying to contribute to the music industry. So I'm just still producing music. Like I said, writing my first little script. Because I want my brother to be a part of it. Because now I know he can do other things. I figured that we figure out how to make some more money. Because that's just like I say, JMG. He's just my brother, man. He knows my brother. That's how close we are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He married one of my friends off the block that we used to all joke and have he with. He knows some of the people that I grew up with. So that's kinetic. That's alchemy. So I want to keep breaking bread with you. I want to put some movies out. Do some movies and shit like that. Continue to build, man. I like to get JMD and Chance the Rapper on a song. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be nice.
Chance the Rapper and Chance the Rapper's dad and myself, we were best friends in grammar school up until my sophomore year of high school. So I like to sit down and see if I can talk to his management or whoever I need to talk to get him on a real house record, a hip house record. My brother Nate from the Jungle Brothers. Man, that dude. I like to get him, on a hip house record again. Just different little things, man. Still try to contribute to the music business. That's also my hand is in a lot of different things.
Hey Tyree, do you have any books out?
No, not yet. Oddly enough, no.
Okay.
I used to say my life isn't interesting enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, there's still time left. So
yes,
I actually had picked up recently the book by Jesse Saunders.
Oh, in their own word.
Yeah, and then I got this one too. This one here.
What do you remember? House? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and the other thing about people books, like. Yeah, I would have to get if I wrote a book, I had to get real personal and some parts of my life, I'm Black life, man. You know what I'm saying? Black life can be difficult to write about, especially if you grew up in a certain kind of way in a certain thing, and part of my life is is very secret is the wrong word. Unique. You
Wow.
know, yeah.
I think that's. I was just gonna say, I think that's all the more reason why we need to tell our story, because our stories are unique. Just coming, just
work for ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
He used to work for ESPN, right? Now he works for the he's the head sports writer for the Chicago Tribune. I wanted him to I'm still trying to get him to write the book with me, because we all kind of we became famous in our own right, coming out of, like I said, coming out of Inglewood. He was one of the head writers for ESPN like 15 years ago. Chance the Rapper's dad. We went to high school together, and myself, and I was valedictorian. I know it's gonna sound strange, but I was co-valedictorian when I came out of grammar school. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Wow.
So being a smart ass and smart, it was just synonymous with me. It wasn't like, it's just something that, I don't know. I'm gonna write one soon before I close my eyes, and I don't mean just to go to sleep, because I do think now my life has come around, and it is interesting. It is interesting. I mean, to the point where I met certain celebrities, man. Like your Boy George, Ice-T, Africa Bambaataa. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Jungle Brothers. I can't think other stars. I can't even think of the names, man. Just different people, man. You run across in life, and they go, "Oh man, Tyree Cooper, the producer, awesome." You go, "Wait a minute, hold up. What you know about that song?" "Man, dude, stop playing. We used to play that, like Red Alert, right? I'd have never thought Red Alert played Video Crash, one of my other songs, until you talk to cats from New York,
I can tell you somebody who love listening to house music.
Say that again.
I can tell you somebody who love listening. They all low key listen to house music. They love what we do, man. We the only city that I know that don't respect our own craft and creation. You know what I'm saying? Like we have hip house, we have juke, we have drill. These
ghetto house.
We don't.
House. You got ghetto. You got house, acid, deep house, hip house, ghetto house, footwork, juke.
And see, that's what I'm saying. So we get more love from those different genres of music outside of the city where it was from which it was created. You know what I'm saying? And that's like New York, to me, they just love they stuff. It's like, if we can just, and I'm not holding New York up, but I just love the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they literally work together. But what people got to understand is, and this is just my personal belief, I believe if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be who they are, because they didn't really get, they were just walking the streets. People knew who they were, but they really didn't start to make that money until they start touring. And they made the bulk of their money when they came to the Midwest, especially out of Chicago. That's why every time you looked up, they were having concerts at the amphitheater. They were jacking up. They like, man, we need to go to Chicago, because Chicago, man, we can get bread.
But by the same breath, bro, it was the same thing for us. If we went to New York, we made it. We like one time, I was talking to Nate from the Jungle Brothers, and I was telling him like what I had performed at New York. I was like, "Yeah, man, you remember this place called Silver Shadows?" He went back like, "Yo, yeah, I remember Silver Shadows." I'm like, "What kind of club was?" He's like, "Man, that was the R&B club." I'm like, "R&B?" I was performing hip house there. That was a black club. That was a black club in the city. Like, yo, dog. He started naming all the rappers that had performed. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It was the same for us. When they would come and do the Riviera, we were going in to do the Palladium. You see what I'm saying? We was we was doing the Red Parrot because New York wasn't really happening so much in the 80s. They had the Latin quarters, they had the rooftop, but they got shut down and shut down. So they really didn't have no place to go. So they went over to Jersey, and a lot of them performed in New Jersey. So you had the Red Parrot, the Cheetah Club, Sensations, these kind of clubs that they were performing in New York and Chicago mugs. Like I wasn't privy to get into Paradise Garage. Hip house wasn't liking hip house in no Paradise Garage. It was the Paradise Garage is like the music box and the power plant. So you wouldn't, they get that jet black stuff out of here, but but every place else sold us love. And even like in Cali, it was the same thing, right? The Zulu Mansion. Shout out to Marcus Wyatt, Africa Islam, Ice-T for creating the Zulu Mansion and Max Garage, because it was the same place, but they had two different type of performances. One Friday, one Saturday. One, I think Saturday was house, Friday was hip hop, and depending on your record, you did it twice. You see what I'm saying? We've always got love, and just like Ice-T when he came to Chicago, what was it, the Regal Theater? I think that's where the place was, the Riviera, Regal Theater, shit like that. Every Crown Theater, some shit like that. They performed in our spots, and I agree with you, Jay. It just seemed like we never get that type of love in our city. We always get shunned, or we always like they look at us like side-eyed, like, yeah, I ain't doing it. Until you make it. Then everybody want to be on your team.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, Ty, check this out, bro. What I would like to do at this moment, man, is take a quick break, but we're gonna break off to the actual video to turn up the bass. We were able to play the live performance. Yeah, the live Top of the Pops performance with you and Cool Rock Steady, man. We're gonna go ahead, man, and get off into the Turn Up the Bass video, and we'll be right back. You're watching RYC Live with yours truly, Mr. RYC Live himself, but this is the Artistic Show on Throwback Thursdays. We'll be right back.
He made the bass and boy is banging. Bring the noise. Bring the noise. Bring the noise. Bring the noise. Turn up the bass and get ready for the one Cool Rock Steady. I got the bass boy and it's happening. Start to dance, you start tapping. Let's do it, y'all. Let's move it. When you move it, then move it. Get the weak tracks out of my face. Play this jam. Turn up the bass. 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 Every now and then you hear house rap. They sticking out when I turn my back. Suckers wanna drop, but they'll get smacked. I'll smash them down just like a thumbtack. Cool Rock Steady is in full power. I got you sweating, go take a shower. When you make a record, it comes out sour. Packing the place and turn up the bass. Turn up the bass. Turn it up. 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 Turn up the bass. Turn up the bass. Turn up the bass. Tyree Cooper, the producer, awesome, super duper trooper. He made the bass and boy is banging. While the samples doing their changes, everything is on, cruising legit. This record hits like a Levi fit. So turn it up loud and rock the place, and don't forget, turn up the bass. Turn up the bass, boy. 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 What you smiling for? Ain't nothing funny. I'm getting paid. It's all about money. Get on the floor and stop perpetrating. No time for talking and debating. You came to dance, so we're on the skating. Speed it up, just in case. You got people who's wild in the place. Let me hear y'all rock it. Turn up the bass. 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 Turn Turn up the bass. Turn up the bass. Turn up the bass. Here we go again. Tyree Cooper, the producer. super duper trooper. He made the basic boys banging, while the samples on their changes. Everything is on smooth and legit. This record hits like a Levi fit. So turn it up loud and rock the place, and don't forget to turn up the bass. 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 He made the bass and boys banging.
Hey, listen. Savonia asked me, was that Champ on 61st? They cut my hair. Yeah, Champ used to cut my hair since I've been playing ball all through high school. Right on 61st, right off Stewart, I think it was. Yeah, that was Champ. And that was me making my directorial debut. I was kind of the DOP and kind of co-directed that video.
Hey, go ahead.
Because it's a part, because the whole premise behind it, I did a license deal with Sony Records in Germany, and they wanted to release Turn Up the Bass, but it wasn't a proper video. So I told them, like, my treatment was, how about I look for myself, since nobody's quote unquote seen me in 10 years, I'll look for myself. So I'll be a 70s reporter and looking for Tyree Cooper. So the whole premise was me looking for myself. And at the end of it, I interviewed myself for the video. So that was me making my directorial debut. Found the people to be in the video. This guy who actually shot it, he went on to be the first producer of Who Wants to Be a Bachelor, or Who's a Bachelor, whatever the kind of TV show is, Who Wants to Be a Bachelor. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, Savonia, yeah, that's it.
Hey, shouts out one time to Taco Bops, man. I saw him in the video, man. Shouts out to Taco Bops.
I was trying, again, like I said before, like I told Artistic, I always try to keep it a buck. Get everybody that I know, if I could find you in the video, because I think that's what hip hoppers did, right? I think that's what, the New York cats did. They posseed up in the video. So you had, Redman in a Big Daddy Kane video or some shit. I was trying to do the same thing. And a lot of them cats like Mel Hammond. Mel Hammond was in there. Harry the Blade B, Tim Baker, people that wasn't even, that didn't have anything necessarily to do with the scene, but they were DJs from Chicago. You saw Fast Eddie in the mug, Taco Bops. I had to get Bops. That's the little brother right there. I had to get Bops.
Right.
If I could have found Sundance, I'd have got Sundance in the mug. You know what I'm saying? Any and everybody, I'll just try to get in that video because it just shows unity. Wow, that picture right there. I was my third year in martial arts. Anyway, anybody try to show unity in Chicago. That was my whole thing. Like Artistic, if I knew you, hell, I'd try to get your ass in the video.
Right. That's what's up.
There you go. I knew I touched that record. I knew I did a remix on that joint. I knew that.
A remix on that joint.
I knew I did.
Okay. I mean, I wanted all of y'all to get your hands on that, man. And as a matter of fact, I pulled it up. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for the viewers and the listeners.
Yeah,
let's go ahead and check it out. We're gonna go with the Joe Smooth version. How about that?
Hey,
Make them get on
again, setting it off with another party jam. It's been proven I'm hitting like a grand slam. Keeping you hyped on the dance floor, and the pack the place, get set, let the sweat pour. Work your body, throw your hands high as you can. And while it's playing, get up and dance. Put it in motion, that means everybody get busy dancing, let's party. If you came to turn it out, then show me what you got when it comes to hip house. Make it funky, y'all, and get loose. For the one that got real juice. If you're artificial, you don't stand a chance. Cause I'm the spirit to come. Get up and dance.
Get on up and dance, let the music take control. Get on up and dance and feel the rhythm move the soul. It's not a fight while I put you in a trance. So yeah, beat, make them get on up and dance.
Turn up your system loud as it can go. And everybody dance to the tempo. It's simple. Let the music take control. Keep moving and go with the flow. JMD's here to show you how it's done. Once again, yeah, I made another one. Don't be funky, you know what I'm saying. So no time for sitting around. Get up and dance.
All right, okay. I just want to cut it. I just want to play a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying?
Check it out though. Listen
Nice,
to the
nice,
lyrics.
nice.
Lyrics. He was dropping lyrics. He was dropping.
Yes,
they call
sir.
it, they talk today. They call it bars. But yeah,
Right.
he was dropping lyrics because that's what made hip house to the point where artistic. You yourself mention. You know, you can mention it without saying yeah, hip house. You know, you can say with like yeah, hip house. We had this because they was dropping. That's why I said I never considered myself back then. Never considered myself a MC because I could never come up to their level at all. Not at all. I wouldn't even. Of course, I would try.
But
Jay be like Tyree, you just gotta you what do you say? You used to have your punchlines, Ty. You ain't no punchlines. You got to say your punchlines right. You got to say your rhymes right. Like
you gotta come on, you gotta just come on, man. And then sometimes, you know, without, you know, we would just say, you know, everybody just gotta stay in their lane and do what they do.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Stay in
But
your
I
lane.
couldn't take that,
So
though.
I started getting a little upset at my brothers for trying, you know, a lot of the people that weren't really rappers and singers that started. I'm like, come on, man, y'all just stick to producing and let the artists, let the rappers and singers do what they do, you know, so we can get some of that shine too, you know what I mean? But you're like, oh, come on now, you want to sit up here and do this and that. But I mean, it is, you know what I'm saying? So,
but again, I couldn't take no for an answer. I had to learn how to. Shout out to the villain, man. Shout out to the villain and Taco and Sundance and JMD. Oh, you right there. Because as much as they rolled me on writing lyrics or bars or whatever you want to say, I took my time to learn how to write. Villain really showed me, he really stretched the game out, as I say. He really stretched it out because I wanted him to do a song with me. And he was like, nah, I'll write it for you. You can copy, you can look at how I wrote it. This is how it's written, but I'm not gonna rap this. I'm like, I'm pissed. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm Dr. Dre in this mug. I'm like, I'll write the check. You know what I'm saying? I'll write the check. Just rap it. I'm like, nah. And from that moment on, Fast Eddie, I don't know if you knew this, Fast Eddie bet me $50 that I couldn't come off on the song with the Renegades. It's a rap thing. I think that was the name of the song. Bet me $50. I said, okay, I'm getting this motherfucker's $50. I don't care if he Fast Eddie, and I'm getting his money. I got money in my pocket too, but I'm getting his money. Wrote it, put it on the tape, and everybody was judging. You know, he was trying to hate a little bit, and it was like, nah. Who changed up my vocal style? You know what I'm saying? I was paying attention. Changed up my vocal style. I wasn't like, I'm coming hardcore like a giant. Don't try to stop me. I'm defiant. I wasn't like that. I was, you know, coming off on a smooth tip, some tip, da 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 da. The flow was flow. I was like, they was like, yeah, pay him, Eddie. Get a man his money.
That's what's up.
And from that moment on, I just kept practicing, man. Just kept practicing. And I couldn't wait till I got good enough. Real talk, I couldn't wait till I got good enough to say something in front of Jay because, like I say, he reminded me of LL when we was younger. And I respected his game, but I wanted him to appreciate what I had did. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. And when I finally did one, what was it? I can't remember what I said. I use the rap anyway. I take any category, I expand it like wings when I'm close to this microphone thing, whatever. He was like, like Jim Kelly, been practicing, huh?
Gotta step the game up a little bit, I see. A little grasshopper.
But see, I think that was for me. That showed like it wasn't about money. It was I got the respect from my peers because I worked my ass off to make sure that when he heard me again, he wasn't gonna go, yeah, just stick in your lane. Nah, dude. You know, we haven't did another song yet, but I don't feel bad if I'm writing a song with JMD now. I don't feel.
Stay tuned.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I don't feel bad. I do not feel bad because I can write now. And my brother, you know, he for sure I'll take guidance for sure. I'm never the one that's shunned for education or tips here to make it better. But yeah, I'm confident now. And that's what Sundance was the same thing. I booked Sundance for a party in Germany and did a freestyle on the mic. You could have wiped your foot off on Sundown's bottom lip. She was like, "Get the fuck out of here," and started laughing like, "Hell no!" I said, "Sundance, so how's my punchlines now?" And she just cracked up because she was another one. You got to work on your punchlines, Ty. You got to work on your punchlines. When I said that freestyle, she was like, "No way!" But for me, that was the key. Just like, okay, I gotten better. I put like that. I've gotten better. I'm still not like them. I've just gotten better over the years because I still think, they way, especially nowadays, 40 years in the game, 30 years in the game, they lyrical content is way the funk up there. I'm still down here, and I'm not in junior college. I'm in university. These niggas, these people are professors.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Now, like, we got to come down now. We got to dumb it down because if we, what I'm saying, like, it's like in my eyes, man, we can sit back now and wait for time to catch up. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally I can go in my archives of rhymes that I wrote 20 years ago or 25 or back in the days and just pull that out and say, okay, I need to say this now because this is what everybody's listening to. Being 20, 25 years ahead of the game, bro. So right now it's to a point where in order to really get to that point, man, it's almost like saying got to really dumb it down unless you're just doing it for the love. But if you out here trying to get in this game, as far as where it is right now, it's some things that people are gonna have to do a little different. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You can have your fans and you can eat a little bit off of having your fans, but if you really trying to make those power moves, you're gonna have to switch it up, and that's just bottom line how it is. I even when I did flipping the frequency, that was my way of switching it up. That wasn't JMD. That was Mr.
Gwandin, rude boy, so the man set the place on fire with that track, you see? Scotch the place up, rude boy. and bar hopping, stop playing with me. Stop playing. This is what I mean. You know what I'm saying? These are bars, man. This is
but
professors.
I'm just gonna say this and leave it alone. It's a time and a place for those type of rhymes. It's a time and a place for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it.
Yeah, it was that time, it was that place, and you laid it out, bro. Me and Uncle Hood still talk about. I'm flipping the frequency. I don't even know what the fuck you talking about, but I just it feels right. You know what I'm saying? It feels right. It sounds like it's supposed to sound. It's said like it's supposed to have been said. And again, I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of the game. I'm not just having people look at me as a superstar or anything like that. I'm a fan of this shit. Even when I'm around Africa, if I'm around JMD, I'm the big brother, but I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan because I'm like, yo, this is, you know what I'm saying? This is, I'm a fan. Like I'm around Africa Islam. Like, yo, this is Africa Islam. Yeah, but you Tyree Cooper. Yeah, but you African Islam. You know, or anybody, man. Anybody. I'm a fan of this shit, man. I've never been so high on myself to think I'm better or above anybody. I'm a fan of this, man. I've been loving this since the day I got in it. Just like I'm a fan of basketball to this day. I'm a fan of this music, man. So when you were playing Move Your Body video, shit, I'm rapping right along with you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I saw you backstage, bro.
I'm rapping right along because this was the soundtrack to my life, and I was a part of making a soundtrack to my own life. You know what I'm saying? This I'm a fan of this, man. Even when I'm with Farley, like I'm sitting next to Farley, Jackmaster Funk, Kenny Jason, any one of them. When Frankie was alive, when Ron Hardy was alive, my record was way bigger than theirs. I'm like, this is Ron Hardy. This is Frankie Knuckles, or Tony Humphries, or who, you know what I'm saying? Whoever I'm around. Hey, but you, Tyree Cooper, the producer. I'm like, man, go ahead on, man. And I'm starting singing this, you know what I'm saying? I'm singing their song. Like real story, real quick. One time me and Kool Rock was in London at this place called the Wag, right? You remember the Wag, Jay? Mm-hmm. Down in Soho in London. Mm-hmm. It was an upstairs club. Anyway, we walk up in the spot, and the first person we bump into was Boy George, right? Like, oh shit, this Boy George. Now Kool Rock, now Jay tried to, Kool Rock was that dude. If he rocked with you, he rocked with you. If he didn't rock with you, forget about it. So we ran into Boy George. He was like, yo, man, you did a song with Bambaataa. When the last time you saw Bambaataa? That's my cousin. He said, nah, I didn't do it. They sent the tape over. I put my lyrics on the tape. And Kool Rock straight up cursed him out. Like, yo, man, you ain't shit, man. Fuck you, man. Man, Bambaataa, man, you ain't da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, Aki, yo, this is Boy George. And he's like, well, what's your name? I'm like, Tyree Cooper. And the way he said, Tyree Cooper, you don't want to make acid over. And I'm like, wait, you know acid over? And he's saying the shit I sang. I called Rocky, hey man, look, let's do a remix of Acid Over with Boy George. He went, nah, Boy George is over with. He's finished. His career is over with. A year later, he had this project out called G.O.D. Because his name was George O'Dowd. He had this project called G.O.D. It was pop hit. Straight pop hit. The very next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of Dodge. I could have had a record with Boy freaking George.
And what was the name of that song again? The one that you was trying to get him to do the song to?
Acid Over. Acid over. Sit over. Sit over. Sit over.
Wow.
Right? Imagine Boy George on that. Shout out to my nephew Dante Williams, man. Shout out to Dante, man.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but yeah, but imagine Boy George singing that, right?
Yeah.
How would he, if he was singing it? Give me an example. How would it sound?
Like between I Tumble For You and
No, I actually want to hear you sing.
oh, I'm trying to imitate Boy George's voice because he had a light voice.
Hey, Tyree
yeah.
is a good. He got a good impersonation. He can get it sometimes.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
It probably sound like I sit over. I am here for you to sing. I sit over something in that realm. Because I wouldn't have wrote it. Boy George would have wrote it, but the way he said it, I sit over. I went, hell no. We could have did that, rude boy.
Rude boy.
We could have did that.
Hey, well, listen, we're
Wow.
coming on. We're actually winding down to the ending of the show. We have about 3.5 minutes left, man. But this is usually the time where well, I'm gonna let Artistic take it from here. But man, I got you on speed dial, man. We gonna definitely stay in touch. I want to thank everybody who just stayed with us and just commented, and much love and respect to those who also shared the broadcast and just kicked it with us during this time. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and log off right now, man. But as always, much love to you, my brother.
Oh yes.
Love you,
Man.
Yeah.
If we do what we can do. Love you, man.
Yeah, and I want to we'll be doing some work for the future, man. So I'm just gonna go ahead, man, and step back and let Artistic take it away, man, and we'll stay in tune, man.
Oh yeah. Right? Yeah, if it wasn't for COVID, bro, I'd been in Chicago. We've been doing this in Chicago. But anyway, go ahead.
And I ain't gonna tell you we was just where you was at, where you are right now. We was just there 2 weeks ago. I ain't gonna tell you that. Oops, I already did.
Hey, man, Tyree, man, we want to just thank you for taking the time out. We appreciate it. This is the first show for 2021. So, hey, man, we look forward to doing some future projects with you, man. I'm excited, man. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, this platform is for us. That's why it's called RYC Live, which means rep your city. So I think we did just that tonight. And hey, if you got a few minutes, we're gonna close this out. But if you got a few minutes, we can go backstage and chop it up just briefly, because we've been on here already 3 hours. But it was well worth it.
I try to tell Jay, you get me on this platform, man. It ain't gonna be no 1 hour, you dig. And I love you too, Trish, forever and ever. Ooh, Charlie. Trish, girl, not saying another word,
Yeah. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We had a lot of nice support tonight.
Yes, I thank everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. So please, everyone, remember. Yeah, we want to thank all of our sponsors as well. We also do a Friday night show. So that's the Friday night at 12 midnight. It's the Uncut on RYC Live. Rep Your City with Mr. RYC Live himself. So tune in for that. It's every Friday. Rep Your City Uncut, RYC Live, 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. tomorrow night. If you want to get some of your music played or your videos, send us a link to RYC Live at yahoo.com.
Word.
And hey, if you guys like what you've been seeing, tonight and any other past shows, please do show your support. You can send us some donations to our Cash App at RYC Live. We'd be more than happy to accept whatever you can donate. And hey, continue to once again share and like, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel once again. This is 2021. And hey, we want to just say love, peace, and all that other good stuff. So hey,
as Richard Pryor used to say, undabo.
So until we see you all next week, well, tomorrow, and then next week, don't forget to rep your city. I'm Artistic and I'm out of here. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.